the fourth week of Nonal, the year 4225, the age of the green dragon. You guys are in the process of taking a short rest. During that short rest, does anyone want to do anything that is not taxing?
Short rest.
I think I already said at the end of last session that I was just going to spend it talking to Aura. So I'm sticking to that.
Okay.
While my body is recovering from the severe damage.
The passionate lovemaking that Talar did to that door. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's
Did I
terrible.
say something last session? What?
Yeah. Oh, you
What
don't
did
remember
he-
when Talara dropped Trow and
That was the worst way you could have said that.
got down with a door?
Put that maker's mallet to true use.
All right.
This is my
So,
purpose.
I have discovered my true function.
Talar, what were you gonna do?
I mean, I guess I should probably look at the map. We were there. Let's see who's closest. I launched roll 20, but I didn't finish things right.
I am not in Roll20 yet. My computer takes 6 years to boot up.
It's loading. I'm just gonna say Lyric. Talara would look over at Lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Lyric, do you have
Talara. Yes.
I take out a little journal that I have. It's mostly empty, or you could tell I'm at the beginning. Might I ask you? I'm curious about a few sensations that you organic beings experience, which I believe I do not.
Oh, well, I think that's natural. It comes to a time in everybody's life where they start to get curious about certain things, of course.
Correct. If you wouldn't mind, how might you describe the sensation of hunger?
Hunger. Hunger is like it's pain. It's not really pain. Hunger is really in its own right, its own sense, because it can't really be broken down into any other sense, at least that we have. It's our stomach lets us know that we're running low on fuel. By it's like a tight feeling in your stomach. Does that make sense?
Scrolling down. I believe I have a better understanding. Thank you.
I think you are welcome. I hope that's helpful.
Is hunger worse than pain?
Hunger kind of can be painful at times. I mean, if you have gone for an exceptionally long period of time without consuming any sustenance, it does begin to become painful, yes. And of course you can die of starvation.
I see. Take more notes. Thank you. Is it all right with you if I ask you further questions in the future?
Please do. If you, I can try to also think about them and give you maybe a better workup if you let me know, perhaps.
I would appreciate
Alrighty. I am going to. Is Talar still hurt?
No, I
Uh,
rolled some hit dice. I mean, at the start of the long rest, I would be.
Yeah, he would have been at the beginning of the rest, but we can be fine. I mean, can be near the end.
Are we doing a long or a short rest?
Short.
Short.
It's 1 in
Short
the
rest.
afternoon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else would like?
Oh, hey, Talar.
Yes.
Do you know how to get this sword out of my hand, please?
Didn't we go through that? I'm pretty sure we
Somebody?
had that conversation. It was like
Remove curse.
it's not a problem right now, but we can take care of it with.
Yeah, Talar already identified it.
Yeah, but I think it might be it's beginning. You see, it's not great having a sword stuck to my hand. It kind of gets in the way. I can't use my real sword, which I'm much better with.
I'll
Gets-
go. I'll inspect the sword. I know it's magic.
Yes. Didn't somebody already cast Identify on?
Talar
yeah.
already did.
So I can tell you what you got from that.
Yes.
It is cursed. It is a +1 longsword. And it can be removed from Lyric's hand grip by removing the curse or his hand. Your choice.
I will.
Dealer's choice.
I will take my.
Sword
Uh,
out.
He drops trowel.
Oh no.
Mm, Do I think I could break it?
It's magic.
Yeah, I got magic, man. I am the magic man.
You are the magic man.
I'm a classic man.
Do I think I could possibly break it with magic?
You can try if you would like to. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try. I'll take out my alchemy jug, which
Mhm.
I literally have never used. I'm gonna create acid.
Okay.
8 ounces of it.
I have a question for you. I actually noticed this last time. I'm looking. Where are you? And we can sort this out. Like, I'm not worried about it. But I'm looking at. Where is it? No. Infusions. You can touch up to 2 non-magical objects, imbuing each one of them with your artificer. Remains indefinitely. Oh, okay. So never mind. I just answered my own question. I was going to ask because Atlee, I thought you could only have 2 infusions. I was very confused. But they last. You just have to redo the infusion at different days, essentially.
Yeah, depending on what I want, I have to remake it. Also, the items I have, or magical items I can create, are separate from the infusions.
That's fine. Artificers are very confusing to me. Like, I think it's a cool class. I do not get them at all. I just wanted to make sure Atlee wasn't a pile of rocks, but he's not, and that's fine.
No, I wouldn't. He
I wouldn't.
stays.
I wouldn't retcon anything he had done or anything. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. What are you doing? You have acid.
Acid. Up to 2 gallons for a minute. I'll create a gallon of acid.
You have an alchemy jug?
I do.
Okay, cool. Not like I've been buying alcohol. Like,
You're on the list. I have a list of things to create. I'm not done with my manacles.
It's fine. It's whatever, my guy.
I take out my alchemy jug from my bag of holding.
Okay.
I make acid. And I'm gonna try to. It's not on the part the Lyric's hand is on the sword, obviously, but I'm just gonna try to use some acid on the actual blade of the sword and see if it reacts.
Okay. How? With what?
What do you mean with what?
Well, you got acid in a gigantic jug, and you've got a man holding a sword. What are
I'm
you
just
doing?
I'm just gonna take his hand and put the tip of the sword into the jug.
Okay. All right. You do that.
Remove it.
Sword is real clean and shiny.
Okay. I'm going to take my forged nightstick.
Okay. Yep. I know the thing that I gave you. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yes.
Now, this usually does like an AoE thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to strike? Could I, like, maybe I need to roll to know if I could strike the sword with it to do some damage to it?
You can roll either. Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
I'll give myself.
I love this music for Talar trying
Yes.
to solve a problem.
I do
It's
too.
amazing.
Lyric
Try
fully trusts.
Yeah. It affects things in a cone shape.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
I'm gonna. Oh, creature! Damn it! Can't magic missile the sword.
Cut it off.
Could I magic missile the sword?
Creature.
Each dart hits a creature of your choice.
Okay.
So if you want to use it to like amputate Lyric's arm, sure.
Ooh, very clean.
It's force damage. It would just be bludgeon, kind of like magic bludgeoning.
Oh, not clean at all. Never
No,
mind.
not
I
at
imagine them.
all.
I imagine them like little lasers. So I'm
Eh.
dumb.
Nope, force damage. They look like lasers, kind of. They're peaty.
I say send it. Science must know what this looks like.
It is difficult to determine the best way of removing the sword at this point. I do not believe I have prepared adequate spells for this juncture. However, if you give me a day or so, I believe I can more adequately prepare for this.
Hey, it's okay. I just, I'm kind of getting tired of it. It's been like, 3 sessions of me having this sword stuck in my hand.
Like a full hour. No, I'm just kidding.
What is a session?
Exactly.
Oh no.
If I had a face, I'd look very confused. In the worst case scenario, I can create a prosthetic limb for you temporarily. However, the manner of recovering your hand at a later time is not something I can personally see to.
I don't like what you're saying at the moment.
I would suggest we reserve this option for the very worst case scenario.
I agree. Okay. All right.
I apologize. I cannot be
Oh,
of further
no.
use.
You don't need to apologize, Salar. Thank you for trying, and hopefully, this, you can think of something. In the meantime, I have this great sword. Well, long sword, really. It's not a great sword, but
It is a long sword.
All right. Anything else during the short rest? Then we will continue. It is now 2 p.m. But it is still the same day.
Boy, I feel refreshed.
I'll move. Did you do that on purpose? What are you guiding yourself for? Talar, you click guidance.
That was for my Icona roll with the Forge Light Stamp.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay. Why did it not pop up for me until now? It's fine. So I'll move Indy. That's fine. Or I'll remove her and then pop her back on when she gets in the game. How about that? Bloop. She's gone, but she's not. All right. An hour is up. You gotta head back to transport the goods.
Hey Talara, did you just need to find this thing, or do you have to take it somewhere?
I must take it to a specific destination.
Back to that creepy mirror.
In essence,
Terrible.
Alright, let's get this over with then. And hope we don't regret it.
All right. Wait for a moment because I need to mark on the map where you're going. Gosh, this map is ridiculous. Zoom back out, zoom back out, zoom back out. Tiny map. Gotta find the stupid mirror. Alright, you guys went there. No. Yes, okay. This. Not that color, I can't see it. This color. Big old X. Okay. We're good. I know where you're going. Okay. Talara, you would know to head north, and then when you get to the hallway leading up to the 2 rows of statues, head east.
on a trip in our favorite dusty cave.
Oh no.
We're going on a trip.
Okay. Corlin, do you want me to move you? or Kyrian? Because you
I
guys are
am
both hanging
Still
out.
loading in.
So I will move the two of you.
Oh, I'll wait then.
Yeah, because they're way back where they came from.
Wait.
Is
But
that World
those-
of Warcraft?
No, that's like a crosswalk in my mind. I don't know. Oh, I guess
It could
I'll
be
be
both.
done.
It could be both.
Okay.
I just knew it was a
Um,
very good impression of something.
I think it's probably closer to World of Warcraft because it sounded a little bit less computer and and pleasant and a little bit more commanding. Okay.
And then east or west from here?
South. There's a door right here. Which I will. Oh, it's open already. Never mind. Yep. South.
Oh, yeah, we've been here. It's good old dragon skeleton.
Oh, hey, cool, my throne. I'll just walk right up onto that and, just kind of walk
Feel
over to it
play.
and shimmy my butt a little bit as I just go to slowly place. No, I
Still
won't
made
sit
a
down.
bone.
I was gonna say it's yeah.
Yeah.
You did
I
like
dissolve the
that.
throne with acid.
No, I
would
just
hope
wanted to
that
piss off
if
Kyrian.
I mean, you can do what you want to do, but you have a sword stuck to your hand semi-permanently right now because of your own choice.
I also, I am carrying my alchemist jug. Don't want to waste my acid.
Okay, just gonna chuck it at the first thing that surprises you around a corner.
I have a plan for it.
Okay.
Waiting for my face.
Alright, everybody's there except for Lyrics hanging out right next to that throne.
I'm trying. I'm trying. There we go.
Is it just roll 20s misbehaving because of how big the map is?
It's I think it's like that and my network. It's storming outside right now.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, I like storms, but I'm sorry it's affecting your game. All right. And then you would hang on. Let me find this short. Yeah, you'd head south. That's the room where you guys met the bandits. And then back through the door at the southeast corner of the room.
I was totally out of my mind when you said what you just said. I heard southeast corner.
Mm-hmm.
Are all these people still in here?
They're like playing cards. Yeah. You
Hey
can
guys.
through.
Hi.
Carry on,
And they,
citizen.
shh, they give you a shh and like the hand across the neck to get you to shut up. Nope, that's not the southeast corner of the room. Locke found it. Locke's
Oh.
the winner.
I remembered.
Think you're better than me?
No.
Talar gets real mean.
And then
I mean,
His eyes just turn red.
wouldn't be the first time Talar has
Nope,
randomly gotten
Nope,
extremely
Talar.
rude.
yeah, good boy.
Did it. I'm a good boy.
And south. Lyric, nope.
No. Ah.
Go west. Nope. That's
Ah.
over. There you go. Follow Corlin because I'm running her. Yep. South. Until you get to the sneak room. Then nope. You got to remember. Wait, no, you might be right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think I remember
Yeah,
going
it's
south.
this
Shame
way.
on me.
If it's the mirror room, it's this way.
Yeah, there's a different hallway that looks very similar to the hallway you guys have to go through.
I love the
Race
mental
now.
image. Yeah, I love the mental image of all just freaking booking it. Like, there's no reason to, but we are.
I will let me know if you get stuck in this jingly jangly hallway, but
Nope, made it through. Can't wait to see our favorite robot.
all right, Madonna. Madonna.
I think it's this way.
Nope.
We
Yep.
suck.
I like how it's like a 50-50 shot pretty much every time, and every time it's like, nope.
Hey, it's
I
good for the-
remember.
Wait, it's not this way?
Did it.
I
You
found
were-
it.
You
Okay.
looked like, but when you said I think it's this way, I thought you were heading like up into the.
Oh no, my
east.
token glitched, so I couldn't grab it for a second.
Yeah, so that was my fault because I thought you were going a different way. Well, it wasn't my
Okay.
fault. It was just a mistake. You
When we get
make it
here,
back.
I will stop with my jug and my urn.
And we're saying, I mean, it took you guys like maybe 20 minutes to get there. Just because we speed run this doesn't mean it in real time. That's what it was. But yep, you're there.
I need you to measure the exact distance in feet and tell us how long it took us to get.
Hang on.
Yeah, I have a Pokemon egg in my backpack. I don't know what that-
I gotta hatch this Togepi.
It's a Cubone, actually.
All right. You're
Mine's a
back at the
Togepi.
mirror.
Yours sucks.
Mine evolves into Togekiss. Your evolves into a depressed Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
why it's my favorite, because it's just like me.
Oh.
Bad.
When we get here, I would stop the party, turn around and face them. I need you all to do me a favor. If
And cue self-sacrificial statement in 5, 4, 3, 2.
if I do not return within 10 minutes, by any means, please return this urn to where we found it and ensure that no one can reach it again.
I mean, that's pretty funny. Like you're going in there and we're not.
I was gonna say I didn't get to go last time. I'm going this time.
Yeah, I
It
definitely
is-
want to go.
It is imperative that you do not enter until I come retrieve.
Love you, Talar, but that sounds like absolute bullshit.
If you do not, I may be greatly injured,
God
and
damn it.
recovery may be extraordinarily difficult. Please, trust me.
I want to insight check you, but I have no reason to.
I will
Well,
give
I
the
mean,
urn to Kyrian.
so you're giving the urn, like the one that you got from the to Kyrian.
Yes.
Okay.
You're the magic one he's supposed to deliver.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop you.
And I'm going to set my alchemy jug down.
I'm going to not take it from you and say we tried this once and it did not work out well.
I understand. Please.
Kyrian kind of frowns and then holds his hands out.
I will give him the urn.
Okay.
I don't take any damage.
Nope.
Kyrian's kind of like braced and like look like one eye closed, waiting for you to like suddenly die.
You can't tell, but so is Talar.
You good, buddy?
It seems so. Again, if I do not return in 10 minutes, ensure that this urn can never be reached. Do not destroy it, as I am unsure what the ramifications of that action may be.
Can you tell us
I plan to,
anything?
but at this moment, I cannot.
Fine.
Thank you.
Hey, Talar,
Yes,
you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
not willing.
Wait.
I'm gonna cast.
Wait a
judgment on
second.
Talar.
Wait a second.
Talar, I think it'd be a real good idea if you told me if it was safe for us to go in there with you.
It is not.
You have to make a wisdom saving throw.
I will intentionally fail.
But
Okay.
what did you cast on him?
Suggestion.
Suggest.
Do you know if they fail?
I don't actually
Zone
know.
of Truth specifies that you know if they fail or succeed. I don't think any other spell does.
Do we need a zone of truth? I think I might have a zone of truth.
Well, I mean, but I said that. Is Corlin gonna think of that?
Oh,
If you
I
want to
don't know.
use it, that's fine.
No, I don't know. That was a terrible use of a charge.
I will intentionally fail regardless and just say it is not safe. Hopefully, I will return in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna step up to Talar and whisper to him, if you get any of my family hurt, you will regret it. And then just step away.
I'll just give him a nod.
10 minutes, buddy.
I will go through the mirror.
Kyrian frowns at Locke.
Whispered it.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I did not hear that very, very specific one word that made all the difference there.
Yeah.
Am I going into whispers with you, Megan?
Yeah, I'll pop you.
Later, guys. It's time to talk crap. Thank God. Time to talk some mad smack.
All
Oh, yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah. He doesn't know it, but Locke means him as well. If he gets himself hurt, there's gonna be hell to pay.
Wait, the thing is, like, I thought that he was being totally truthful up until you were like, you wouldn't lie to me, and he was like, not willingly.
I mean, he said that
And
last
then
time when he came
Yeah,
back
but
the
then
first time.
I thought back to like the fact that he was
Under compulsion.
under compulsion last time. I wasn't even thinking about that being a possibility here.
Kyrian has never stopped thinking about that because Kyrian is very familiar with compulsive magic.
Oh, Locke
I
thinks it's a
mean-
trap for sure.
Believe me, that's Lyric's specialties.
Oh, it's not Kyrian's specialty at all. He's just uncomfortably familiar with it.
It's just, I think it's Lyric's specialty, like, unintentionally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to hear something?
What's up?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty scared because randomly about 3 sessions ago, Mega was like, hey, send me pictures of these different NPCs from your backstory. And I was like, that's a funny thing to ask me to do because they are all dead.
Yeah.
They're not like on my ship dead. They're like dead, like murdered well before that. Like one of them several decades before that. And she's like, oh, it's no big reason. Also, that villain, the main problem in your entire backstory, would you tell me like everything there is to know that what Kyrian knows about that specific person? All of his feelings about that person. And, you know, just all that good stuff.
Casually, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just randomly out of the blue in the middle of the week, I was like, I will do this. However, I know that you're going to hurt me with this information, and so therefore I will do it with not a smile.
I don't think she intends to hurt you
Kyrian.
with this information.
She's going to hurt Kyrian.
I think she's
Yes.
going to hurt us with this information.
If
Yes.
what I think is going to happen, this is not good, because I made a really cool story from a backstory, but it kind of involves supervillain type stuff. I guess you guys all know that story, though. To be fair, your characters.
I think we've all got that. We've all got our own that in the backstories, you know. I mean, I don't know what it is for Locke, but I know there's some shit going on.
No. He lived
Actually,
a very
does
calm.
Locke have a definitive villain?
No, he doesn't.
I don't think so.
Himself.
Well, yeah, himself, but that's more of a product of the campaign than anything else.
Yeah, that was an unintentional villain.
Yeah, that is Locke's worst fear right now, is that eventually he will be the villain of the story.
I mean, I think that's
Tyrion's worst fear is dying
Likely.
again. Or not dying again, sorry. People, very, very specific people in the party dying. This is weird. This is my first time ever playing a campaign where I have a character who cares very specifically, considerably more about one person in the party than everyone else. I don't know how I feel about it.
Wow, fuck everyone else, I guess.
I mean, we literally wrote ourselves into each other's backstories.
You wrote yourself into Lyric's backstory too?
No, me and you.
I'm just teasing.
I know, but like, if I don't acknowledge the joke, then it dies faster.
Fair. Fair. That's rude.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the first campaign I've ever played where I've gone into it having one of the other players be like a sibling or, you know, something like that. So
Yeah. That's what I guess that's what I was trying to get at. Like,
yeah, I know
having
what
a
you mean.
connected backstory.
Yeah,
I like it though. It's cool. It's interesting.
it is cool because it like
Now, if only that character wasn't trying to hurt themselves all the time.
you get to like collaborate with your backstories, which is just collaboration is the
Yeah.
key to like
I mean,
good
to be
storytelling.
100% fair, if Locke didn't exist, Kyrian would be doing that constantly. So Locke
Yeah.
almost forces Kyrian to be better than he is, which is ironic because, again, in our backstories, the roles were the exact opposite
Oh
when we
yeah.
were kids, which is fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, Locke is like the epitome of midlife crisis. So I kind of
yeah.
I've never really thought of it in that terms. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
It's
feel
like
Locke
the
is
worst
actually-
possible midlife crisis.
The funniest thing for me is whenever Locke and I like tied our stories together, we kind of just like talked for an hour and just like threw it all together. And then it worked like surprisingly well. And like
Yeah.
Locke ended up being mirror of Kyrian in extreme ways. like Locke is pretty much exactly how I imagine Kyrian used to be.
Oh yeah.
And now he's grown into more
Of who
of
Locke
the traits
used.
he admired. Yeah, he admired in Locke.
Yeah, we basically were like, we really like this about the other person, and as we grew older, we
Mine.
just kind of went
I
the
take-
other way.
I take.
No, the something I want to explore at some point is when I first ran into you at the docks when you first joined.
Mm-hmm.
How did Locke recognize you?
You didn't. Oh no!
I
You
did.
recognized me because I looked like my old self.
Oh, were you already disguised when I saw you in the city?
Yep, I looked exactly like myself except 1.5 feet taller.
Oh, okay.
And then I dropped the disguise and I was 2.5 feet taller than I used to be.
Right. Okay. Then never mind. I must have
Tyrion was
misheard
like
that.
Kyrian was like 5 foot nothing. He was shorter than you
Oh, okay. Yeah.
before. And then
Fun.
he, came out of the ocean. It's like Captain America.
It's a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been 10 minutes yet?
Also, I am so not happy that there's now another orb.
We knew
Like,
there
I
was
knew
going to
there
be
would-
more.
I knew there were. I didn't expect all of them to have personality. Like, I didn't expect them to be identical. I expected, like, the next thing we find to be, like, I don't know. It's pretty dumb when I say it out loud, but, like, essentially, like, just a cube that does stuff. Or, something else, but, like, recognizably the same era. I didn't expect that they were literally all going to be a bunch of tiny orbs that have personalities, and then maybe if we put them together,
Yeah.
they make the moon or whatever.
I'm surprised.
Dragon Balls.
It kind of weirds me out that it's Locke who's finding it and not Corlin, because Corlin was the one who's looking for one.
So it's Kyrian.
Wait,
Well,
Corlin is looking for an orb?
yeah.
Yeah.
Corlin and
know
I
that.
both Orlin and I both got like the exact same quote unquote assignment
Yeah.
from our higher beings.
No, hers is not from her higher being.
From higher beings. Like yours is
Oh,
a god, isn't it? It's not your god, but it's a god, right?
seems like it.
Oh, do you not know who that is?
No.
I
Well,
don't
that's a
know what
hard
you.
miss on
I
my
have
part.
no idea what you guys are talking about at all.
The dreams, the acid trips that Corlin had, where like find the moon, and Corlin's like glub glub, I'm a fish.
I don't think I was here for that.
The
Well,
one
she
where she
said-
turned into a fish, or she turned into
A wolf.
Also, DM,
Yeah.
I got way too deep into conspiracy theory land when I was looking over my notes about an hour ago.
Mhm.
Did Corlin turn into a fish as a hint towards Kyrian? Or is that just because they're on a
you
boat?
don't know. You don't even know. I guess she did tell you about the dream, but you don't know.
Fine.
Fine.
It's getting close to the 10-minute mark. And then right as you're starting to maybe get a little nervous, Talara comes back out through the mirror.
Locke is pacing.
Perception check.
Oh,
How's he look?
Is Talara not here? He said you use the bathroom?
Yeah, he had to go to the bathroom.
All right.
Can
Then we'll just take a 10-minute break, guys. I'll put it in the chat for him. We're gonna take his break. 10-minute break. I'll type it in Discord too.
no.
No.
I
I don't want
refuse.
to. I'm in a very comfortable position. I'm painting while we're playing. It's a good spot.
You can do whatever you want, but I also need to go to the bathroom and also eat dinner, so stuff.
My feelings are deeply hurt.
Oh.
You poor
Oh,
thing.
I'm back. And
Well,
take a
good
drink.
for you. You made the DM leave because she felt bad.
What?
I don't know.
It's all your fault.
Okay.
I'm trying really hard to be like come up with the clever one-liners tonight, but that is not. I'm my head's all over the place. I'm actually glad I was muted the first time Tyrion was gonna talk tonight because I straight up went to Desmond's voice and started talking like an Irish person.
That was
Like,
really
well-
confusing.
That's not Tyrion's voice.
All right then. Well, let's go back and get on the ship. They're always after me, Lucky Orb.
Oh god damn it. Oh shit.
I thought about giving him a Scottish accent because Scottish pirates are cool, but then I was like, nah.
I mean, the quote unquote pirate accent is basically like, and it's like an Irishy.
It's very Irish.
Yeah.
It's just Irish and drunk, which is pretty much Irish.
Yeah.
Why'd you say the
Pretty
same word twice?
Synonymous. Yeah.
I don't know. It felt natural. And I liked it.
This is some intense ass music.
I was gonna say this music makes me feel like something bad is about to happen. Like Talara's gonna throw acid at us.
Shisha.
I'll get a.
So, who do you guys think would win in a 1v1, Talar or Locke?
Ooh.
I'll be honest. It's kind of a humble brag, but I do think Talara would beat most of you guys in a 1v. Maybe not Indy.
Here's
Just dope.
you
monk
might
shit.
be surprised. I
Here's,
actually think I can beat you.
here's why I think I can beat Talar.
I think I could beat all of you.
Out of combat, Talara is semi useful, but combat is very much where he shines. I think.
I could beat all of you.
Locke is kind of like a vampire in a way. Like he steals life.
Mhm.
Which is why I think he would be very hard to kill, but in a 1v1 with the party. Just because, and Lyric would be the hardest for him because Lyric can basically stop him from doing stuff.
Kyrian just has a very, very nasty set of combos that he hasn't really had to use yet. Like Kyrian is a very confusing character. He's like very just anti you getting to do anything that you wanted to do. And then he just has a few nukes in his back pocket. Which felt piratey to me.
I think I could take you all down.
Good luck charming me. I'm immune.
I don't know. I think if Orlin has, her turn first, I'm pretty sure she could knock some of y'all just outright.
That's the other thing.
Yeah,
A lot of-
it's
true.
down to who hits who first.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's true of a lot of you, but not for Talar, and that's why the only reason I think I give him that much of an advantage is he doesn't need to go first in order to. He can sustain a fight better than I think most of the other characters, except again I think Indy. Corlin is definitely up
Corlin's,
there.
in my opinion, the scariest.
I think
And Talar and Indy are
Locke.
close second.
I think Locke might have the second most hit points out of everybody.
I was gonna say I think I have like 50 or
Locke is like a
something?
Constitution mage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So-
I have 50 HP. So it's like it's one of those things where I'm a mage, but I'm not a wizard.
Yeah.
So
I know, I'm being complete. I'm obviously all of you guys would just wipe the floor with Lyric. The only chance that he could possibly have is if he could charm some of you before you get the chance to hit him. And that's it. He is a
Probably-
support class.
I'd
Right.
just be so interested to see like all of any. You could literally pick any two characters in the party, and I'd be so excited to see them fight. Just because, like, I know my character, right? And like, I know that there is. You guys have seen, I think, 2 of his spells, and only one of them does damage. Or sorry, you've only seen 2 of his damaging spells, and like you haven't even seen any of the crazy stuff that he can do. And I'm just so curious how many tricks everyone else has that hasn't been shown off yet.
yeah,
I don't know.
The
I
thing
think
with
it'd be
Locke
sick.
is because he's very RNG. Like
Yeah,
he
I
could
think he has
the highest
probably
level magic,
loses
but it's
to
unreliable.
charms.
So
Also, Kyrian just has this orb now that can just put people to sleep. Like, it's just like, that was not an interesting fight at all. Like, just shh, 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 shh.
Who joined?
Yeah, I think if there's a lot of room between us, like a lot of room and the ability to keep away from me, Locke and Lyric scare me. But if we're close and personal and there's nothing I can do about that, I think Talar, Indy, and Corlin get exceedingly terrifying.
The only reason I think Talar can hold his own against Corlin is because he has a very high AC and he can continuously regain health. If Talar's AC was like 2 points lower, I'd probably say both she and Indy. Definitely
will-
Indy at that point could take him on.
I will say, the moment that we're in the water, I feel like I waffle stomp anyone, but that's it.
Actually, hang on. I do have something on all of you guys. I think on all of you guys. I can fly.
And I can knock you out of the air.
I was gonna say you got to be pretty far
Can
away
you?
to.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Plus,
If you
I
can
don't know
hit,
how
like
Megan-
if you
yeah.
can hit me.
Yeah, I don't know how Megan does like flight, but like I've been in campaigns. This was a brutal rule, to be fair. But like I've been in campaigns where every time you get hit by damage, you have to make like Constitution saving throws to keep flying. It was horrible.
Yes, he has wings. It's not a concentration thing. It's a spell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a spell. Nope. Words. It's not a spell. He's got wings.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
not. I'm not talking about a spell. I'm
Megan,
talking.
who's
I was an
your-
Asimar with wings, and
your-
every time I got hit, he was like, "Yeah, roll another con save," and I was like, "No."
Your fantasy football pick to win 1v1.
Lyric. He'd make you guys attack you, but only if he didn't get hit first, because Corlin could just smash
Yeah.
it into paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'd just make you all kill one another.
Well, if it's 1v1, not like a battle royale, just
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Okay.
Who do you think would win the most of those?
Talar's got a really high AC.
Hmm.
I was advocating for that as well. I think if you had a lower
But
AC, Corlin and Indy would
Corlin-
both stay.
AC doesn't matter to me, though.
I think
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
just
really matter
Corlin
to
and
Yeah.
me.
Talar. I think Corlin and Talar just have
Yeah,
too many
whoever
tools at
has
this point
heat
for us
metal
to
is
deal
going to
with.
beat Talar. All right. So what I've heard is you guys are plotting to kill one another.
I mean,
Um,
it's on the table. We don't know.
so-
It's
Talar's
always
right
on the
behind.
table.
Anyway,
We're an adventuring party. It's always on the
We're-
table.
I mean, it literally
yeah, you
was
guys.
Locke's nightmare.
I only need
Oh,
Locke to make it
no.
out alive for me to actually be happy. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, like I said before, when Talar ditched us, oh no, he died. No, you guys waited. It's almost 10 minutes. I'm just close enough, maybe not like right on the line, but close enough that you guys are starting to get antsy. And then Talar walks back out of the mirror.
So when Talar walks out, Kyrian like has the hammer in his hand, and it's got like fun fact for you guys. It's not just the hammer anymore when it materializes. There's also like a gauntlet that goes up to his elbow. But he's like starting to take a step towards the mirror, and then looks like he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar when you step out.
Hello.
Hello.
I have altered certain circumstances which will allow me to share information with you all.
Kyrian takes 2 steps back.
In order to expedite our efforts to locate Jean and the others who are being held here, I made a deal with a being who resides behind the mirror. I believe them to be Shia Haran himself. However, I cannot be certain. In
Talar.
exchange,
What?
please, I would like to give you the full picture. In exchange, I was tasked to locate that urn and return it to the being. I was not allowed to share this information with you, and the being forbid any of you from entering the mirror. This qualification remains in effect. You are forbidden from entering the chamber itself. Another of the circumstances I altered. Not only was I allowed to give you this information, but I was allowed to ask the nature of the urn itself. It was described to me, but I am uncertain that I understand its properties. Nonetheless, I believe it to be safe. However, I believed it to be paramount that I allow myself to share this information with all of you, and for you to weigh in on the decision.
So what's the decision here? Whether we give the urn over?
Correct.
And if we don't, do you walk away or do you die?
I am uncertain.
And what happens?
Security.
And we don't know what happens if we give him the urn?
Not specifically, although I do think it may be safe.
Kyrian will turn and look at Corlin and Indy expectantly.
Locke does the same.
Is Indy even here?
No.
Okay, so
Oh,
Corlin,
that's
you're on
sad.
deck.
Yeah, sorry.
Valley Girl Indy making an appearance.
Like, I don't know, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
It's so no. I hate it. But it's so good.
Can I insight check Talar?
Well, I thought you were going to insight check Indy.
Oh,
Corlin, what are you looking at me for? It's like, I don't know what we say.
I hate that I can hear you chewing while you're talking like this because it makes it more real. Like
Yeah.
it's like chewing gum.
yeah.
Oh god.
You can insight check Talar.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to look at Indy the same way.
How do insight checks
Um,
against Talar? I'm curious. not mechanically, but just like in the realm of the world, how do insight checks against Solar go?
Word.
Body
Is that-
language.
Yeah.
Got an 18.
All right. He appears to be telling the truth. He seems to be comfortable that it's safe. And that he got a good
Ah.
deal.
I don't know. That sounds really weird. Why can't we, just like one other person go in there?
I do not know specifically why you are forbidden.
Talar, if you give him it, I guess, give it the urn, is that the end of your deal?
I believe so.
Then let's get the fuck out of here.
I mean, are we sure whoever we're giving the urn tune is really like this thing? What if it's like, what if we're like releasing some like baddie?
That sounds ridiculous.
DM, would Locke
That does
have-
not sound like something that would happen.
Hmm.
would Locke know anything about this guy?
I believe we already rolled for it. I
Oh,
think
okay.
that
I can't remember.
Talar knew,
He's an old wizard that fucks.
and I think that nobody
that?
else rolled well enough.
That's literally what's in my notes about Shir Harad.
Yeah.
Old wizard fucked.
Dude, you don't understand how much this guy absolutely.
That sounds about right.
Sounds like what Talar would say.
No, Corlin, it sounds like you think that we're living in one of like my storybooks or something like that, but no, this is the real world. Things don't happen like that. Anyway, let's get the hell out of here so we can get this cursed sword unstuck from my hand, please.
Tyrion like squints his eyes at Lyric, like, are you serious? Like,
Uh-huh.
was that really a response? Like,
Yep.
right. So I just want to run this by you real quick here, Lyric. Locke casts a spell pretty much daily that randomly kills someone in the world. You can fly with
Yeah.
magic things that come out of your back or your butt. Not sure.
Wasn't
I died
necessarily
and then
fun.
came back.
Yeah,
I
They
died and then
definitely
came back to
no. You
life.
are definitely sure that they don't.
That's okay. I died and came back to life 2.5 feet taller.
That is true.
Corlin can literally turn someone into a red mist with one swing because she has a magical being in the sky, or I don't know how that works either. But
What's
yeah,
red mist?
like dead, boom, like puff, gone. You
Yeah,
can
no, I
obliterate
just-
someone. And
yeah.
then Indy can punch things
Mm-hmm.
so many times
Yeah.
in the blink of an eye that they just cease to breathe.
Yes.
And then there's Talar, and he just points at Talar and says nothing else. And
Like
you're
I
gonna
said,
tell me that that's the most far-fetched thing we've heard so far.
Like I said, the real world. Now let's get out of this cave where it's gross and dirty and
Yeah.
go somewhere where we can get this sword unstuck from my hand.
Look, I know I'm the absolute last person who should be giving advice on making
the fuck
deals.
was that?
What was that? Hold on.
I'm really tired of holding this sword.
Tyrion!
That was someone's demon coming through the speakers.
I don't know what that was.
That was an actual crazy sound.
Man, coming out.
That was
Manifested.
that was Lyric just being like.
Lyric, like, missing no Pokemon glitched, just out in existence.
Jeez. Stop being a baby.
I do not remember at all what I was saying. That threw me into the next dimension. Like,
Guys, it's been like 3 sessions.
What sessions? What? You mean
you
days?
had that sword on your hand for like a day.
Yeah, it's been. It's a really long. I had to sleep with this sword in my hand.
I was cursed for like a month and a half,
Well,
2 months.
This
I've
is
been
why you
living.
shouldn't
I've
touch
been
shit.
living in.
It
I've been living in
sucks.
potentially someone else's body for the past decade. You get used to it.
Lesson, hey, you know what? Lesson learned. I just want to get it. I just want it to be done with.
Kyrian shakes his hand, and the hammer like starts to turn into water, shoots back up into his arm, and then swings back out again. And now it's like a sword. I can fix that.
We're not cutting his hand off.
I mean, don't we have that really cool? Don't we have like glue?
Why would
Why?
that help?
Why yeah, yes, I have some really good glue. What would we be doing with it?
Why would? Never mind. I'm
'Cause,
done.
yes,
and
I-
Kyrian just sits down with the urn in his lap.
Because, yeah, I could probably glue the sword to something, but that would just make it so Lyric couldn't go anywhere if he can't let go of the sword.
No, I thought we sling the hand off and then
Shing.
like
Gluey,
the
rotting,
sword
dead
out of
hand
there.
off.
it won't
Kyrian
be
raises his
rotten when
sword
you.
again real slow.
I
It
mean,
won't be
not right
rotting
away.
immediately. Yeah, so then
I mean-
the hand will let go with the sword. So then you take the hand, put some glue on it, add some healing magic, and voila, it's probably gonna be fixed.
I mean, Talar
Probably.
could just like make you a new hand, right? This
That's
is not what we should be talking about right now.
I just want to leave.
This is less important, or at least less pressing, than the matter at hand.
Yeah, I just want to leave.
We have to decide what to do with this. Kyrian's still sitting on the ground, just kind of holds the urn up a little bit.
If you guys cut off my brother's hand, that's gonna be gross.
Oh,
Ew.
sorry, Indy.
Indy, why did your entire appearance change? And
Ew.
why are you wearing skinny jeans?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've always looked like this.
Oh
Where did
god.
you get that gum?
I'm getting it's too strong of a visual image at this point
Oh,
now.
Indy, is that a vape?
I'm literally fighting the urge
It's not
to
a vape,
bash
it's a
my head in.
jewel.
It hurts. Oh, she needs to come back now. Oh, this is painful.
As painful as, cutting off Lyric's hand. That's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, not for me.
Again,
No,
guys,
no.
Talar's life is kind of hanging in the balance right now. Could we just everybody sit down and let's just focus?
I don't think we should give it to him.
But what if that kills Talar?
I mean, that's true, but what if we, open up old Eldritch? Because, didn't they say there was, some nasties that could control minds up in here and stuff? We didn't even meet one of them. What if behind that mirror, we don't even know what's behind that mirror? What one of them bags back there?
Hey, Talar,
Yes.
will you tell me if this makes you really uncomfortable? And Kyrian closes his left eye and starts to ritual cast Identify.
On me?
On the urn.
Okay.
Okay, Talar, you will take.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, it doesn't make him itch this time? It just immediately yunks him?
I mean, you start feeling it build up. You know you're gonna take damage.
Part of our new deal, I believe, was me specifically saying we are allowed to ask.
Had nothing to do. No, had nothing to do with identifying the urn.
Okay.
So you can tell you're gonna take damage.
Does Talar say anything?
I do. I mean, would I?
I mean, when he
That's
takes
you.
pain, he might.
It's gonna take 10 minutes for me to do this, so.
I did ask about though us being able to cast a spell
No,
on the urn.
you did not. Nothing about identifying the urn.
I didn't say specifically identify, but I said cast a spell.
No, I mean if you did, I missed it.
Okay,
Because
that's
you
fine.
would have said no to that.
after I take the damage.
Well, I mean, if you're welcome to tell him, and he can.
No,
stop if he
no. I'm
wants
saying,
to.
yeah, no. He does it, and after he's beginning to do it, and after I take the damage,
I'm telling you, you know you're going to take damage. You're welcome to say something if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I think it would be in character of me to say, I am unsure if it is necessary to pry further. As I stated, although I did not understand the specific machinations of this urn, I do believe it is safe.
I mean,
All right.
oh, what
Karen
if
will stop.
the thing that gets it isn't safe?
I cannot be sure of every specific ramification, but as far as I know, giving the urn to the being should not be harmful.
Crunch. Crunch.
Okay.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
That's Books. I know he's outside the cave, but I imagine he's there eating chips.
I'm
Well,
hungry.
fine. Let Talar, you know, do whatever, I guess.
Wait, hold on. I've got an idea. And I sit down in front of the urn, and I pull out my cat statue,
Mm-hmm.
and I set it down in front of me.
No.
High or low?
Just-
I'm
And just for my
feeling-
sanity, when Kieran identified this, we don't actually know that this thing could tell lies, right?
No. No.
No, no.
That's so much better. That's so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go with low.
Always low.
Well,
Right.
my feeling was high, so I always go with the opposite of whatever I'm feeling, because that's pretty lock.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. I'm figuring out how I'm phrasing this.
Okay.
I do know that it's like it'll tell me like a yes or no on whether something is a bad idea or a good idea, right? That's the general gist of what it does.
Jeez, give me a second here.
Trying to remember.
I gotta find it in my notes. Oh, stop it. Oh, sorry. There's another one on there. It has nothing to do with it. There it is. Why did I not see it before? Okay. So
What the hell is happening?
So
it's
it's
gonna act. The augury spell can tell you wheel, woe, which is like good, bad. It's not yes or no.
Okay. So either this is
Wheel,
good or this is
woe,
bad.
or I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So good, bad, maybe.
About
It's an 8-ball.
about a course of action that we want to take.
Oh, it's good, bad, good and bad. Like, because there could be like maybe something that would do both,
Right.
or meh, which is you got meh before.
Right.
Meh.
We intend to give this urn to this entity. Is this a good idea? And then I
Sure. The cat kind of stands up on all fours and walks over to your knee and kind of headbutts you and purrs.
all right, Kyrian. Go ahead and give it to Talar.
Was that real or whoa?
Locke is
Do
taking-
you
I, Kari, am not I don't know how to interpret that.
have you never owned a cat?
I have. I know purring is.
I've never owned a magical cat that tells me
No,
whether
I
things
know.
will
I'm
kill me.
just trying to flavor it. I mean,
I love
I
it.
took
It
it
also-
as good.
yeah, it also
Yeah, that seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, no.
doesn't say that I have to be really obvious about it. It just says, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that was perfect.
I think Kari's just afraid his character's gonna die.
No, I genuinely, I don't know how. I know there's a lot of leeway with how the augury spell works, which is why I myself am just like, I don't know how to interpret that, which is, I guess, the point of augury.
Well,
So yeah,
the thing is-
Tyrion will.
we don't know that we
And
don't know
we'll-
this, but we don't know whether it's actually telling the truth or not. But
That's true, but Tyrion
As far as
trusts
aware, the
Locke
gods
with
are-
everything.
the
so
gods are telling
Tyrion-
him that it's okay to do this action. So he's saying, "Give the urn and let's get this done."
Tyrion hands a little reluctantly.
No,
As he puts the cat away.
I'm
What?
sorry, but
I thought you wanted to get rid of
No.
it.
Hey, yeah.
what the fuck does that cat know?
It's an augury.
It-
It,
it-
it
yeah,
connects
it
into the
tells the-
gods.
Future.
Yeah.
I'm
Literally,
connected
you
to
were
the gods.
there. You were there whenever I identified it. Do you not believe me?
I'm connected to the gods. She's connected to the gods. That's a cat
Statue.
It's a magic item.
statue. That is a cat statue.
Do I know about?
It doesn't-
augury
no, but
and
here's the thing.
enchantments?
Do you like? Okay. So like, it's connected to the gods. How do you know it's connected to like a god that's gonna tell the truth?
I mean, we don't, but we know it's a statue that will tell you whether a decision you're about to make in the next so often is a good or a bad idea
Yeah.
for you.
But who is to say what is or is not a good or bad idea?
The person who asked the question.
Yeah. Basically, it's
So-
saying it's a good idea for me to allow this action to happen.
Yeah, it's in his best interest.
It's in my best
Yeah,
interest.
but exactly. But that is subjective.
Yeah, it's a spell, Lyric. It faces Locke, so it focuses on Locke. What?
Yeah, I get how spells work, and I'm saying sometimes they don't work the way that you think that they are.
Lyric?
Talar,
Don't you want to get the
Lyric,
fuck out of here? Why are you complaining all of a sudden?
I'm very confused.
We're agreeing
What
with you.
just happened?
Yeah.
What just happened here?
You're talking about giving him the urn.
I'm talking about doing what I have to do to make sure that someone doesn't die, and I guess I don't like it,
Okay.
but Talar made a deal, and I want to make sure he gets out of it.
All right. Go ahead.
Plus, like 40 seconds ago, you were saying, "Let's do this and get the fuck
No.
out of here."
No.
Yes.
That's true.
You literally just were.
I thought that it was already done when he went in there the first time. I didn't realize he went in there to negotiate and then came back, and then now we have to keep going.
Basically, he went in there to get permission to explain stuff to us. Then he came
Gotcha.
out, explained it to us. Our decision was to either actually give the urn or keep it. We're gonna give the urn.
Okay. Yeah. Give the man his ashes back.
Tyrion gives the urn to Talar.
Thank you. will turn around and take the urn into the mirror.
Okay, so you didn't see me. I was trying to type in the chat. If you can't cast the spell, then no.
Okay.
I mean, you could roll Arcana or Religion, but no. But Locke would, because he would have been able to cast that spell.
Natural 20.
All right, so you've heard of it and you understand how the spell works.
Do I know that it's connected to like a divine being? Or if it is or isn't?
I mean, you know that it is divine magic.
Big shrug. I'm gonna turn around, go in the mirror with the urn.
Not so long
Okay.
this time. Hurry up. Shit, he didn't hear that.
Yeah. Well,
And-
what if he can hear us?
Hurry up.
Can I? Am I able to hear them on the other
No.
side? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You go in, he accepts it, and you are thanked and allowed to leave.
You're welcome. I do believe I had asked you if you had any other further information on being similar to myself.
I've given you a lot for very little. I think we're even. You'd like more from me than I'd like more from you.
It seemed you may have been willing to impart this information to me outside of an arrangement. Perhaps I misunderstood.
It seemed to me like we had an agreement before, and you broke that several times. Prior to trying to identify my urn. So I'm less inclined to care what you would like to know about yourself.
I, as a did I?
You walked away from, like, anytime you took damage, he was aware that that was happening.
Yeah, but he said prior to trying to cast Identify. I
Yep,
broke the
identify
deal.
was the very last thing you did. You walked away from the mountain. You tried to cast Identify multiple times, which he didn't like. Essentially, he's just saying he's annoyed with you.
Okay. He didn't understand that my intention was to return when we left the
He
mountain?
knew that you were leaving the mountain. He can't read your mind, but he knew that you were leaving the mountain.
Got it. All right then. I will just give a small nod. Thank you for your assistance in helping us find our friend. And I will turn around and leave.
Before you do, he will say, in the future, I feel like it would be important for you to understand when you are in a position of power and when you're not. You have tried my patience to its very end.
It seems you misunderstood. We both had positions of power over each other, and you were not forthcoming with me. I believed myself to be amiable. I would have liked to carry through on our agreement, just as it was stated. In the future, perhaps you should be more honest. And I will leave.
Yeah. You do. You leave.
I return.
Mhm.
No, I'm saying that to the party. I return. Hello.
Oh, okay.
All good? We ready to go?
I believe so.
All right.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Fish it on up.
All right, let's go get a sword removed from your hand, or a hand removed from that sword, however you like to look
Bless
at
you.
it, and
So
then throw a
honestly-
party.
Yes, yes. Let's.
And we can fast forward through all of that. You guys make it out just fine.
We're going back to the elf camp, yes?
Yeah, we got a bunch of people to pick up.
Thank God.
So we will switch to this map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the... When there's a place.
And you guys find your way back to Shadowfen. And you are once again greeted by the head of the guards, who seems to be currently on watch, and several others, but they recognize you. And he will send a couple of the other guardsmen to escort you to your people.
Oh, is our goblin friend up at the cave entrance?
Go ahead. I mean, you guys come out. Go ahead and roll perception. Anyone who's looking for books.
Absolutely, I am.
$13.
Okay. You don't see him.
16 for me.
Yep, neither of you see him.
Oh, well, that sucks. I was gonna tell him. I remember seeing a group of goblins and I believe like hobgoblins and stuff in the cave. I was gonna tell him where I'd seen him. Maybe he could go and get with his people if he wanted.
Talar tilts
well.
his head. You did see that.
I don't know if they're his people necessarily, but they were scared and hiding in a room. So that's why my shirt's ruined.
Were we privy to this information?
No. This was when Locke was invisible, walking ahead of everybody.
Right. I believe
Oh well.
are they in need of assistance?
I think they just live in a very dangerous place and they heard a lot of running around and noise and were just being careful.
See,
So
Well, those hobgoblins are actually, I think, and he kind of wanders out from the bushes. I don't think they're really who they seem to be. We don't. I mean, you killed all of them but me, but we didn't travel with those. We were not affiliated with that group.
oh. Well, I do know that there was one other goblin that escaped that little skirmish when we
Was
met
he
you.
down there? He wasn't down there with those hobgoblins, right? So I think they're being controlled by those monsters.
Well, it's entirely possible. I don't remember seeing
we have
that
a
particular one. I only
civilization
saw him for
rating
like a half a second before he
which
ducked into
determines how civilized an area is, basically, and you can increase the civilization rating of an
the
area
fuck
by
am I hearing?
building churches and increasing the civilization area. Generally, makes the area nice.
Is that the
easier to
Spotify?
use and easier
It
to
might be Spotify's an ad.
Is it an ad?
Further out into uncivilized territory,
I don't think this is an ad.
the terrain becomes, and the nastier the creature becomes. And
I mean, it's
creatures.
talking, not
I think
singing.
we should skip.
Yeah, this is weird. It's freaking me out. It threw me off.
Okay. All better.
Thank you.
Continue.
I was like, holy shit, there's another goblin here talking in a very, very specific way? That's weird. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. But no, I don't know if he was there. I only saw him for like a split second before he ran into the forest. But again, if you could stay if you wanted and try and look for him, or you're more than welcome to stick with us. Make sure you stay fed.
Do you have any food?
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and pull out a ration for him and toss it to him.
He will eat it.
So. But it's up to you.
Folks, how would you like a job? You can make an honest living and be able to afford to buy your own food and your own clothing and your own furnishings and maybe even an apartment. Who knows?
What job?
How would you like to be our butler?
What does a butler do?
We have an estate to the south that is I don't if you've ever heard of a place called Slaughterpen. We have an estate there. Obviously we are not there often, and we need somebody to look over the place. You know, just look after it, make sure everything's in shape, that if we ever need to return, it's all there and ready for us, and you're welcome to stay there.
Right.
You just have to keep it clean.
Oh. I mean, it's not going to get that dirty if no one's there.
It's true. Just, you know, dusting here and there. You know what? You are welcome to use some of your wage to hire somebody else to come in and clean it. If you just want to really look after the place, that's fine.
If you're not there, how am I going to get paid?
And we pay. We will pay. In intervals of 6 months at a time. How does that sound?
Right.
And if the 6 months comes up and you do not hear from us, feel free to stay in the home free of charge, and just be assured
And
that
you don't have any money.
be assured that we are trying to get the money to you. Just maybe perhaps write us a letter.
Where?
Yeah, that's right. That's true. You know what? Well, 6 months at a time, and we'll make sure you get your money.
Feel free
Right.
to move on if we don't.
Exactly.
Or feel free to
We
stop
should-
cleaning.
Yeah.
And
We should
continue
have
to
this
live there.
agreement notarized after your trial.
I don't want to go to trial.
Well, I tell you what. Do the first 6 months. No, that feels like slavery. Never mind. Nope.
Yeah, no. That's
Yeah.
probably not a good idea.
A little bit too
Why don't
soon.
you propose a little indentured servitude.
Oops.
Oops, I did a south. A confederacy.
Oops, I did
I did a
a oops, I did a confederacy.
So, can I can I talk to you over here for a second? Books, I think I've got an idea to get it so that you might not need to. I'm gonna talk with Talar for a second. Talar,
Alright.
Go over. Yes.
he has been very helpful. He hasn't
Indeed.
betrayed us since he's been with us. I don't know specifically all the legal terms, obviously, like you would. But is there any way we could forego the trial in favor of time served? Debts repaid? He was incredibly useful.
There is a possibility he may be pardoned. I do believe that if we were to vouch for him and give word that he assisted in the freeing of several of the citizens of this realm, it is quite likely he will be viewed favorably by the court system.
La,
In
Who
that
do you-
case, he may not need employment from ourselves.
who do you think is going to put this goblin on trial?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Are you going to do it? Because if you're not going to be the judge, nobody else is.
Yeah, people are either gonna take our word that he's not
Wait,
gonna
yeah.
kill them and let it.
Like, oh, we just captured a goblin.
Yeah,
He's a bad guy because he's a goblin. We don't have any proof that he did anything wrong. Frankly, we don't even know that he did do anything wrong.
that is
He
true.
was a part of an assault on our party.
We could have been on their land.
Frankly, yeah.
We could have been
Exactly.
trespassing. They could have been defending their home.
I do believe that to attack passerbys is against the law within the
Talar.
confines of this realm.
Talar.
Hello, Kyrian.
Yeah, thanks for letting me go use the bathroom. I overheard part of the conversation as I was walking back. I appreciate you guys stopping.
Yeah.
How do I say this without getting myself? The law and I haven't always been bestest buddies. I'll admit that. But if I went to trial for my crimes, I'd be treated much better than a goblin.
That is the unfortunate truth.
Goblin isn't going to make it to trial. So I think what they're getting at is it's best if we do the trial right here. And maybe if you think he needs additional reform, you should tag along with us and you should help him.
Is
That's
not
going to be the best
excluding
kindness
him,
we could give to him.
is not excluding him from due process, a furthering of this inclement system.
Well, that's the
Goblins
thing.
for him,
This is
perhaps
the only
equals.
due process that we get that he'd get.
Yeah.
He's not going to get due process if we go back.
We are going to give him due process by not bringing him to the purported court system that, frankly, will not care about him at all.
What's
And
due
Tyrion kind of
process?
makes a bingo thing.
Due process is what you're owed.
So give it to him. You're the fairest of us here.
Like the money you're going to pay me for being your butler. Is that due
Exactly.
process?
That's exactly what that is.
That is perhaps an example.
It is due process as long as you do the work to earn the money that we are paying you. Yes.
Right.
It
Listen up.
seems you are advocating for him to be excluded from the systems of society. I believe this may be, in the long term, harmful not only to himself, but others like him.
I think he's been excluded because he's a goblin, and people do not look kindly on goblins anyway.
Do you
They
suggest
are consistently.
further-
You know what? I have a better idea.
You're playing a
Wow.
very, very strange moral game with this, and it's
You-
not. It's
you
not
are.
realistic.
I understand. I listen. I understand your moral uprightness or whatever yeah, sure. Frankly, the true justice is the majority rule right now, which is that we are ruling that he is not going to go to trial, and we outnumber you. So I'm sorry.
Talar, whenever you were kicking way back when, was this not how goblins were treated? Like, do you not know what we're talking about?
I do not remember if I ever had any encounters with goblins. However, I am frankly appalled at your suggestion that we further perpetuate an exclusatory and, I believe, somewhat problematic system of leaving him outside of our society's confines.
That's not what we're suggesting. We're suggesting
Oh,
something
it is
entirely
exactly
different.
what we're suggesting. I agree. No, I agree with Talar. However, the only reason that I would suggest something like this is specifically because the system you're trying to include him in will get him executed for existing.
How can you be sure?
Because I've been alive. Some things just happen the way they happen because people are cruel.
Then it is important that the system be changed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
tossing a goblin into the maw of the lion just so that you can wave some pretty flag of morality doesn't make you right. That's disgusting.
The
I
better
do not
option is
I would
to.
be tossing him in alone. I will stand beside him.
And
I want nothing to
unfortunately,
do with this.
you don't have as much standing as you may or may not have had in
Okay.
the past. All we're trying to say is, if
I-
if
no,
you disagree
I-
with it, try and change it. But until then, don't put
Mhm.
someone who doesn't deserve it in the crosshairs of people who aren't going to listen in the right now anyway.
Yeah, it seems like what you're misunderstanding that we are saying that the system is corrupt and that putting him in the system is not giving him true justice, and it's not going to fix the system to turn him into a martyr.
Better
He
to
will
try
not be
and
a martyr. Are you suggesting we are all, each one of us, incapable of changing this system while protecting him?
Yes,
yes.
Yes.
I disagree.
I think the system can absolutely be changed. Everything changes.
And it
The way
should.
my ship work changed over the course of years. But if the way that we change the system is by risking it on somebody's life, that's not a good way to start. That's terrible.
No.
It's
I do
I'm
believe
not one
someone's
that really
life is
cares
not
about what
someone-
happens.
something to gamble.
Yeah, I'm not, and I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching. I'm not really one who cares much for the legal system anyway, which is, I respect your morality in that, but it's not my way that I'm used to. It's just not what I grew up with. But I still think asking somebody to hop overboard just because you want us to put nets at the bottom of the boat, that's foolish.
I do
Loss
not
of
believe
life.
his life would be in danger, as you all suggest. However,
Based off of
since
what?
it seems that you are concerned with his safety, I must ask, Vooks, do you feel that it is a worthy cause? Should you sufficiently feel it is necessary that you be treated fairly within this society? That you stand trial and yourself undergo due process?
I mean, I want due process. I don't want to go to trial. And I would like to be treated fairly.
A trial would be exactly a means of ensuring that you are treated fairly. Not only you, but others like you.
Hey, little buddy,
Mm-hmm.
how long do you think it would take for guards to kill you if you walked into town?
He would not be
fast,
killed.
or it would run away.
Right. I'm just saying, if you were forcibly taken into town and you were just walking about, even with us, how long do you think you'd last? Just take a guess.
I don't go into town except for at night.
And why? Why would
Why
that
is
be?
that?
Well, that's when we go into town.
Why do you avoid going in the day?
Because it's a lot easier to borrow things at night.
Okay. No, let's abandon this line of questioning.
Yep.
Regardless, Talar, he won't get justice in Calic Dimit. He just won't.
It's unfortunate.
He can get justice with us.
I mean, we could always do this my way.
And to be fair, Talar, he did serve some time.
Yep.
You had him
I mean,
handcuffed and attached to you.
it does seem fair that since we were the ones that he was attacking, that we're the ones that, you know, could forgive and judge and stuff. And we did have him handcuffed, and he did help lead us to stuff.
Yeah, wait,
So-
who's pressing charges against him?
I'm not.
That's,
I'm not.
I'm
I'm not.
not.
I must,
Oh,
Why?
you are, honey.
Why must you?
because it is fair.
Why is it
Because
fair?
he is not an exception to our society's standards in either direction, nor should he be discriminated against. I would stand alongside him and advocate that he is, in fact,
Did he
a
attack
benefit
you?
to society.
Did
I
he
know-
attack you?
I believe we were all under attack by he and
Do
his forces.
do you have any evidence to prove?
I mean, I just saw him walking in the woods, to be completely honest.
That's all I saw.
Yeah.
I just saw him in the woods. Frankly, he walked up to us politely,
I was gonna say,
kindly.
didn't I hear he did some rock climbing?
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, if I remember correctly, Talar was asleep most of the day. Had a bit of a rough night.
Yeah.
I don't even remember Talar being there.
Mm-mm.
I must say, I find myself feeling disappointed.
Do I?
Listen, we all want what's best for him. The difference is we have lived now. And we know that what's best for him, he won't get what's best for him in Calic Dimit. He won't get justice.
If you want to change how things work in Caledimit, you've got my support. Hell, you want to change how the world works? I'm all for it. I have absolutely no problem with fixing the way the world is. In fact, I've had a god ask me to help fix a problem going on in the church. Their churches. I've got no problem fixing it by talking to people if that's the best route. I've got no problems doing things other ways if there's a need for it. But until then, putting him on trial in basically any town or city anywhere is tantamount to murder, because he's just not going to get a fair trial. So if anyone needs to be on trial, it would be you, Talar, because you're trying to force a situation that would cause someone to be murdered.
It'll be a double murder then.
I have a proposal. A compromise, perchance.
Anyone
Wait.
wants to get to him, they'll have to go through me.
And that's
What we're
That's
trying to
a-
avoid.
that's really brave. That's super brave of you, Talar, to put him in harm's way. Of course you'll stand by him, but you will put him in harm's way, and you can make that decision for him. I have a better. How about what if he gets put on trial in Slaughterpen by the mayor?
Wait, didn't
Um,
Large sound different just now? Was that just me?
Or he did. Was that intentional or was that a slip of the tongue?
No, you did.
Am I having a stroke?
No, he did. It's just this is like the third time, and he never acknowledges it when I bring it up. So I'm just kind of like skating past it. That makes sense.
Yeah, the other day he said something about like he needed to,
Something about a joint or
Like-
30 cc's or
flapjack the squibble-doggle or something,
beating the street. Or
Yeah.
Maybe it was meat or. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Weird.
Yeah, to beating the street meat.
What?
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
kind of
It was like
Look,
something like, "Hey, Ma, Tony's out back beating the street meat."
Look,
Or something like that.
I have I have a poor compromise, a really bad one. But
Listen here.
it's
I'm
all
not-
I got.
I'm not compromising. Wise up. If you all want to stop me from taking him in, fine. You're gonna have to beat me down. Give me the Broderick good. Otherwise, he's going to the city with me.
Kyrian swings his arm and the hammer slides out.
I
and then
will.
takes 2 steps back.
I will step. I'm gonna put an arm in front of Books and put him behind me.
Same.
Oh my.
Chill, Talar. Just breathe. Actually, sorry. Relax. You are not
Before
final say
you
so.
do this, I do want to remind you all. I just put myself on the line for you, and you're a kid asking nothing in return.
That
I've
doesn't
been here
mean
for all of you, and I'm not trying to get him in trouble. I'm trying to get him out of trouble. I'm trying to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah,
I want
but
others like him to stay out of trouble too.
you
You
know,
all think you're the law here, but that's not true. We all need to agree on some things.
Yeah, and we all agree except you. You're the only one here who has a differing opinion, in which case your own logic screws you.
And what do you
all.
think? What do you think would be said if we brought this before all of Calic Demon? That it's up to a band of people to just say what should and shouldn't go just outside of city limits?
No,
That's
but
vigilantism.
I think I'm not a part of Calicdemit. I'm not even a part of this country. And I think I don't give a damn.
Well, you sure didn't mind sleeping in the beds there. You sure don't mind docking your ship there.
My ship's not docked there.
It was, though. When we
Yeah.
left,
It wasn't. Sent it away before we left.
when we got there, it was docked for like what, a day or two?
10 to 15 minutes.
I was
Oh.
gonna say because
Was that it?
we knew we weren't going back to the ocean right away, so he didn't.
Look, this is all fun and well, and I do enjoy a word game every now and again. But we don't solve things in this group by hostility. If you want to talk, we can keep talking, and we'll go in circles all day. But you are
Well, if
not
you're
the
being
you are
hostile
not a
to me.
voice. You are not a voice of authority over us, and we are not over you. We make choices together. You don't get to just decide one day that your choice is final
and I'm
and that
not.
you get to attack us. You just did. You threatened us all.
I didn't threaten you. I said I'm going to Calic Demon with him, and if you want to stick it to me, well, you're gonna have to.
That's a
Yes,
threat. It's a
which-
veiled threat. That's
Yeah.
a threat. You are
That's
much
saying-
smarter than I am.
That's
You
saying
know this.
agree with me or I will hurt you.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm giving you an ultimatum. I'm walking to the city with him,
No, you're
or you're
not.
gonna have to put me down.
Okay. Alternative. You're not walking to the city with him because we keep him here. Then what? Then what happens?
Well,
See why that's a threat?
I guess I'd have to tell them that there's a band of fugitives.
Well, then you can do that if you'd like. Because he's staying. He's not going to Calic Demit, frankly. Or at least not going there for trial.
I do not understand why you're all so certain
He just switched back. What the hell?
that he is going to be discriminated against if we advocate for him.
You have been asleep for over 500 years.
Indeed.
We have not.
Stop pretending like you know the way that world works right now. You're not even a police officer.
I am not. I am merely concerned that he receives justice.
But let's do this my way. With the laws that I follow.
That is
What-
not justice.
what
That is
is-
vigilantism?
Can I ask you, Talal, what is the authority that allows you to declare that he did something wrong and therefore needs justice?
He attacked us on the road.
I'm not asking what he did wrong. I'm saying what gives you the authority to enforce the laws of this country.
We are all enforcers of the law of the country.
We are not.
No,
We uphold,
No, we are not.
no, we're not.
we uphold it by
No.
conforming to the rules.
I'd also like to point out, just as like
All
a
right.
semantical thing, My law isn't vigilantism. I'm talking about the law of the sea where no one has jurisdiction.
Also, though, but like literally, what you're doing is vigilantism to law because you have no.
To return a criminal.
You've
to
not
the
been
proper
deputized.
authorities is not vigilantism.
Yes,
Yeah, it is.
it
You have not been
You've
deputized.
taken the law into your hand. That is literally the definition of vigilantism. Because
Locke,
you're
at
not
this
giving him a
point-
choice. Sorry?
Locke, at this point, you realize that you don't know where Books is. He is no longer standing behind you.
Okay.
That's fine.
I actually would have been keeping an eye on him.
Well, he
had two-
rolled real high on his stealth, and he was behind two people.
He was behind them the whole time.
Yeah,
I
me
mean-
and,
We
and
moved in
Lyric
front of him.
stood in front of him, basically blocking you from him.
Oh, that's slick, because small creatures can hide behind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was also
forget
going to
that.
cast. I was also going to cast invisibility on him and let him run away. if he
Hey,
wanted.
same mind.
He is no longer behind them.
Kalar,
I believe you are treating him unfairly.
Kalar.
He's gone.
Tyrion kind of raises his hammer up parallel
I
with his
put my
body
hand
and
out to like shush you.
lets go of it, and it falls away like water. I'm not doing this.
I am not the same as the rest of you. Neither physically, nor in terms of where I come from. If it were me, I would want to be included within the laws of your society. You have shown me that you would treat me differently. Simply because I appear to and where I come from.
I really don't understand how this is so difficult for someone so intelligent to understand. He would not be treated fairly, and therefore you are sending him to a grave, and you thinking that you, someone who does not even exist to 90% of this society, who hasn't existed for 500 years, and who has no voice of authority
You yourself
whatsoever.
have admitted to the fact that you do not adhere to this law, to this land's
Yeah,
laws.
you're
How is
right.
it that how is it that you can purport he would not be treated fairly?
Because I live in this society. I'm forced
You
to be a
have-
part of it.
That is
Observation.
explicitly the opposite of what you have stated earlier.
Observation.
No,
Change your stance.
no. I did not. I am a resident of the sea, but I'm forced to go on land. I'm forced to be a part of society from time to time. It's not my choice. It's necessity. And I know how people are. That's why I prefer the sea. I'm only on land because of you people, because I care about you. And that
you
is why I'm
continue to
entertaining this
insist
conversation.
You would not continue to protect him, to ensure
No.
no harm came to him as he stood
That
trial.
is also not what I said.
You
I'm
wouldn't be.
continuing to
How would you
insist that I
protect
would
him?
not take him to trial because I
With
have
my
no way
life.
to protect him.
The same
How-
way I've
how?
protected, the same way I've protected Locke's son.
Okay,
The
but
same way
okay.
I've protected all.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when they take him away to prison and you're not allowed to come?
You're allowed to visit prisoners.
Okay, but you're not. But you're not. Okay, but that during that period of time, you're not able to watch over him at all. You are leaving him entirely into the hands of the justice system, which we are informing you is not necessarily fair and is oftentimes corrupt. And I know specifically in Calic Dimit is very corrupt because of my father and my own knowledge of the underbelly. I'm trying to figure out how
Yeah,
you think you're going
we
to be
have
able to
each-
protect him.
We have each gone to great lengths to use our abilities to protect one another. Why would we not go to such lengths to protect him?
It's different protecting each other out in the wild when people are attacking you than it is standing in a courtroom whenever you have literally no ability other than causing yourself to also become someone who gets locked up and murdered. It's not
I am
the
willing-
same.
I am willing to do so for the justice of another. Just as I have stood beside you and risked my life, I would stand beside him and risk my life.
Again,
Ensure
you're
that he stands on equal ground.
making it sound so pretty, but you're saying you'd risk your life to get someone murdered. There is no justice for him. That is what we are telling you. If we thought that he would be in any way treated fairly, we'd probably agree with you and take him. Even me, who does not agree with 90% of the laws of the land.
You say this as if you know it, but I know you do not. The reason you do not is because, as you have purported, it has not been done. You would all continue to side on the side of cynicism, rather than have any hope at changing something.
Right. We choose
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to be
I'm saying-
naive.
I'm saying here's what here. Okay, no, I see how you can arrive at that conclusion, Tla. I understand, and here's the differentiation. We are saying that we are not the ones to do that. We are not the ones to. We don't do that. We don't. Courtroom. What are we gonna do? I mean, none of us know anything about any of that.
That's
Plus,
not even where I'm coming from. I just don't think it's right to champion.
That's
the cause.
fine. No,
Rather than
I understand. I understand where you're coming from, Kyrian. I'm trying to make because the only argument that's going to make sense is going to be a practical one, right? So here's a practical thing. We cannot. It's not pragmatic for us to be the ones to make that change. However, I do think that, of course we all agree that that change should be made and that everybody should be treated fairly. But what we're saying is that if we try to do it, we will fail and we will get somebody killed. We're nobodies. We have no influence. Maybe down the line.
I understand. I must accept that should I find myself persecuted within the laws of this land, you will do nothing, assuming the cause is lost, to help. I'll walk away.
I'm done with all of this. This is stupid as hell.
agreed.
And then I will head off to find, was it Malona?
That happened before you guys.
Yeah, and then we head to the town.
You're
to
not
pick
there
everybody up.
yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was us getting out of the cave and then looking for boots.
Fine.
We backtracked, yeah. So it is now at this point. 3 in the afternoon. And you guys back to I'm on the wrong tab. Yeah, but you go back to Shadowfen. It'll take you a couple hours. It'll be around 5.
Home sweet home.
And you are met by again, the captain of the guards you are met by. And he has a couple of the guards, they recognize you. A couple of the guards escort you into town to the barracks where your the people you rescued are being housed.
I take my hat off and then I go to my son.
You walk up, towards the room, and you hear, ow! And then you hear like a flutter of wings, and River flies out and perches on your shoulder. And Jean comes out, like, kind of sucking on his finger, and then, like, shakes it out. And then sees you.
Hey.
And kind of starts to run, and then stops, but then walks over and gives you a hug.
Oh yeah, I met him in the middle and hug him back. So,
Uh,
was she good, or was she biting you the whole time?
I mean, we've been working on some tricks. I feel like haven't really won her over. I think she might be smarter than me.
Oh, you don't give yourself enough credit.
You guys do whatever it was you had to do. Is everybody
Yep, we're all good. I only got a few scrapes. We're all good.
okay?
So,
Um,
so yeah, we should be. It's what, getting late in the day.
it's 5. It's like 5 p.m.
I might see if we can't stay the night and then head out first light, but depending on how hospital they're feeling. Hospitable.
You've
Yeah.
been very nice.
Yes, they have. If they don't mind, hopefully we'll be allowed to stay the night.
Where are you guys going from here?
I think our current plan is figure out where the majority of these people lived, head there, start getting these people home.
And Dad?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
are you gonna go?
Sorry. Loops.
That feeling when two dads.
Yeah.
Other dad.
Right. Sorry. Long day. You said you think you know where he's at?
Yeah, when you didn't go to look for him, I started. I mean, I didn't really have anything. To go off of, but I just started wandering around the docks asking around. And I saw him.
In Motara?
Yeah, I'm almost sure it was him. He was getting on a ship.
Like after he supposedly left?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And the ship, like I was far away and I called for him, but I don't think he heard me. I didn't see the name of the ship. I was able to sneak in to the dock master and look at the outgoing ships, and I have a list, and he kind of like reaches in his pocket and like pulls out like a very well worn, and he reaches in like his pocket, but it's like not an obvious pocket. He's got like
He's
like
got
an
hidden
inside
pockets like me.
pocket. Yeah. What am I hearing? What about sports?
Talar, I think your backup speaker is acting up.
But anyways, he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a small piece of paper that's been folded up and just shoved deep down into that pocket. And it just has a list of 3 different places. And he just says, I wrote them down based off of how far away they were. And you see that he has written Grand Toys Island, and Omen's Claw, and then the last place that he had written, give me a second, is a thing that I know. That's not it. Ba-bum. Is Gurza.
No.
You're not there. Those were the ships that were leaving port that day at that time. So he's got to be one of those places.
I mean, it's. Well, we'll definitely have to pick a place to start. But I've got a question of my own.
Mm-hmm.
About the time that you disappeared, there was a artifact that was taken from Selûm's temple. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, yeah. Kind of looks a little sheepish. He reaches in a different pocket, another hidden pocket, and pulls out a carefully folded piece of vellum. He hands it over.
I take it. And I just look at the ceiling like, oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I wish I had gone with him now.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so conflicted. I am both proud and very concerned. Why did you take it?
I was mad. I was gonna just leave. But I love you, and I didn't want to leave without something to remember you by, so I took this.
Oh. So remember when you asked if we could go home and I said it might be difficult?
Mm-hmm.
They know it was you who took it. Now, luckily for us, they don't realize how close we were and just thought you were the son of a friend of mine and gave me permission to come look for you instead of who knows who they would have sent. But I know I was not all there, and I apologize for that.
I mean, I can always go back to Motara. And he kind of smiles, and then his form shimmer turns into a half-elf with pale green skin and kind of medium brown shock of hair sticking up on the top of his head.
Yeah. If we've got no other choice. I've got other homes we could go to if you really need somewhere to stay. But if we could get this cleared up, I'd rather do that. I don't want you to have to pretend to be someone you're not. That's
I mean, you did that.
I still do that. And it was wrong. I shouldn't have. And I learned that the hard way with both your father leaving, you leaving, everything that's happened on my journey since. I realize how big of a mistake pretending to be someone I'm not really was. just because I make the mistake doesn't mean you can't do better. But that is really cool that you can do that.
He smiles.
Now I'm gonna try and do a trick, see if I can't get your father to talk to me today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Rub my hands together, and then I cast sending to Zachary.
Okay.
And I just am like, Zachary, I found him. I saved him. We just need a clue as to where you're at so we can come get you. Please, anything. Even just let us know that you're out there. Come on, answer me. And I just wait.
There's no response.
Oh boy. All right. It's probably just sleeping. Who knows? Maybe far enough across the oceans. It's much later. Who knows?
Grand Toys is not that far.
I don't think that's where he's at. So let's hope it's one of the other two.
Grand Toys? What do you have against that?
Well, he's either going to bed really early these days, or he's not there, or he's decided he doesn't want to talk to me.
Maybe he can't hear you.
That's kind of my point. I'm hoping he's sleeping right now, because my understanding and what I've worked out for this spell, there isn't anywhere on this plane he shouldn't be able to hear it. So either something is blocking it, stopping it to get him. He's not on this plane. He's sleeping, and I just trail off. I don't say anything.
Well, he was alive when I saw him.
How long ago was this? Was
It
this
was right before I left.
right before you left?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. And I sit on the ground and just like pull my hair back. Oh boy. No, I'm sure he's probably just busy. Or he's probably just sleeping. I'll try at a different hour. Maybe like I'll try again in the morning, and so it might be like midday for him, and he'll be able to respond. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Not again.
It just sits next to you and kind of leans against your shoulder.
It's fine, right?
Takes out a coin and just starts spinning the coin on the ground, like hold it with a finger, spinning it, and then picking it back up again when it stops.
I don't know. It's been very chaotic. I didn't introduce you to everybody, did I?
No.
Let's do that. It's time for that. Well, or yeah, and he'll stand up and help Gene up, and he'll start leading him over to the others.
If you don't mind,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm in the mood right now.
Okay. Yeah. It can wait. It can wait. I'm gonna. I'll be. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see about getting everybody. Have you guys eaten yet?
They usually serve us maybe about a half hour.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna double check that it's good. That we stay for the night, and then make sure someone checks on our horses, and then I'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
And I hug him real quick, and then I stagger over to the group, just wide-eyed.
Kyrian had said, which I don't think that. Also, Kyrian, that Me6 is just doing everything now. Ignore it.
It's
You
fine.
did it. You're level 1.
I exist.
But had asked Lyric if he wanted to go talk to Solana.
I would like to find somebody who can get this sword off of my hand, and if I think that that could be Solona, then yeah, for sure. She might be, you know what? She'll be a good place to start off to talk to somebody. Let's do that.
Is that you said a lot. I was looking for like a yes or no.
I will place my hand on his cheek. Yes, I will go with you, Kyrian, to the ends of the earth.
I feel a lot of sarcasm, and this is
Good, and I'll just
never mind.
give him a polite smack on the face and then turn to go. A polite smack on the face.
Kyrian's right hand twitches for a second, and then he just shakes his head no, and just rolls his shoulders and starts to walk. Probably well before Locke walks over, I guess.
Yeah. So you two wander over to Solona's house. As they wander over, climb up to did you see a light on?
Knock knock.
And you hear like some shuffling around, then some cursing in Elvish, and then like a tinkle of glass breaking, and then the door flies open, and she goes, "Right, oh, hello, Kyrian and Lyric, right?
Right.
Watch the floor, there's broken glass. I'm cleaning it up. Give me a moment." And she will like open the door, point to the glass, and then go like run on back to the kitchen to grab a broom and a dustpan to sweep it up.
Kyrian will start scraping it up with his hands because it's not going to hurt him.
When she sees you do that, she said, "Nope, please don't. Just wait. Have a seat."
Right.
And she kind of runs over, sweeps it up, and dumps it into her trash bin. First, can I get you all anything to drink?
Please, God, no.
It's dinner time. You could have a pre-meal beverage.
Last time I drank your tea, I could taste sounds for several hours, and
You
I
know,
want
it's,
to be cognizant for this conversation.
suit yourself, and she will go over to the mantelpiece, grab a crystal glass and a crystal, oh, I know what this is. It's got alcohol in it. And take, the stopper out and pour herself a drink.
Decanter?
Yes, thank you. Words stopped. Stick the stopper back in, set it back on the mantelpiece, and have a seat across from you both. Lear,
Tyrion,
you didn't want anything, did you?
No, I'm fine.
Tyrion motions for Lyric to go ahead.
She sets the glass down next to you and goes back over and pours herself one.
Do you know? I don't know if you've noticed anything different about me. But seem to have got myself into quite a pickle. Yeah, I got this sword stuck to my hand, and I can't get it off, and I don't know where to go or what to do about it.
I mean, in what way stuck?
It's a friend of ours. He identified it, and it's apparently cursed.
And that's why boys don't need to go touching sores in dark holes.
Well, you know me.
Hmm.
All about the dark holes, this one.
And the swords. I'll take them both.
At the same time.
The more the merrier.
I mean, that would be something that we don't really have many casters. I mean, just like little things, and she kind of stirs her drink with the tip of her finger, and you see the glass a little bit on the out. But no, I would say anything that you all can do is probably more than anyone here can. Do you not know anybody? I mean, I feel like divine casters, but then also the some arcane casters can as well.
I think our friend might be able to do something about it, like tomorrow, or maybe the next day, possibly. But I was just wondering if maybe there was anybody who could do something about it tonight. I had to sleep holding it last night, and it's not really. It's not very comfy.
Well, I mean, you'll have a comfortable bed, which I assume you didn't have last night. Maybe they can get you a table or a pillow or something so you can rest your hand on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Poor baby.
I feel like either your friends are going to have to take care of it, or to, I don't know, Three Rivers for their Calic limit, they would have people well versed enough in the art of spellcasting.
There's nobody here who can really spellcast that much?
No, just simple spells.
Really?
You act like people like you are common.
This is
I thought that there might be some.
No. I mean, simple spells are common enough in this world, but anything more complicated is less common, more unusual. I'm sorry, Kyrian. Did you have something to say, dear?
no.
Lyric, I wish I could help. If you would like, you can borrow a shawl and wrap this sword in it so that it's less pointy.
No, it's okay. I'm all right. It's okay.
You could also have some of that, and she gestures to the glass that she'd set down next to you. And that will maybe make you care a little less.
I kind of want to be in control of my mind right now.
It's not that bad. I mean, it'll take the edge off, but it's not going to put you off your rocker.
I mean, all right, great. I'll got it.
Right. If that is all you are going to ask, Lyric, you told me next time I come back that I should come ask you to tell me about my mother and my supposed father.
Right.
Can I be frank?
Mm-hmm.
This terrifies the living shit out of me. That's all.
Family is often complicated in different ways.
Just have very few memories, and they're when he kind of is holding the little whale, very fond. I'm afraid of what you might say, I guess, but I also think I should know if that makes any sense.
Sure. And I will be honest with you in return. I don't know her very well, right? I met her several times throughout the years when I was still traveling. So, I might not be able to tell you that much, but I will tell you what I know.
It just nods.
She, I believe, grew up and lived most, if not all of her life, down in Gerza. And she was a... Where am I? There I am. Okay, and she was content. She, I don't know how much you remember, but she was a bartender. I believe she had part ownership in the bar, and she was very good with people. Didn't take nonsense from any of the more inebriated folk, but did it in a way that made them feel like they weren't being judged, because, you know, sometimes people are drinking because they're idiots, and sometimes they're drinking because for whatever reason, self-medicate, you know.
I do.
She was good to talk to. I admired that about her as someone who likes to collect tales. She did the same. It's something. Oops, who'd we lose? Who did we lose? Talar.
Gloria.
What's happening? He's typing.
Ooh.
Oh no! Oh, just saw it. Wait. Now who did we lose? The music. Oh no, everyone's gone.
It's me and you now.
um, in fact, at some point, and I did have to look for it because I have a lot of books. She and I actually exchanged books, and I did find this. And she reaches over next to herself onto the table. You see a kind of blue-black leather-bound book.
Hello?
Wrap. Hello.
Hey,
Oh, okay. I reconnected while I was out of the room, I guess. Oh, okay.
Welcome back. That is stamped, like in the bottom corner. You can see a stamp. Go ahead and roll history, insight. Either one of those would be good.
tell you what, it's definitely not going to be history. I know that before even looking at my modifiers. 9.
All right. She sees kind of the lack of recognition. This was made in Gerza, and I believe that this stamp down here is either a symbol that's significant specifically to the Besa tribe, or Gerza, the country itself. And I'm not sure which, to be perfectly honest. It was doesn't mean anything other than where it was made. This is hers. I gave her one of mine. I presume it was lost. But you can have this. It's yours by birthright, and I have enough tales to tell.
Kyrian very slowly reaches out and takes it and holds it for a second, and then turns and swings his pack around and pulls out the very tiny black journal.
They
Hesitates
look
for a second.
very similar.
He will hand the black journal to her. Do you speak, or sorry,
It's in Elvish.
it's not an Elvish.
No, the one I gave you is in Elvish.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the journal I'm handing her. I am trying to find it in my notes, but the thing is-
Primordial?
It's either that or the other one. Nope, it is not in Primordial. The title is in Primordial, but the first page is not. And he will specifically open to the first page. Can you read this? It's in deep speech.
No.
Shit.
Wolfie.
Well, this'll do then. And he pulls out the brown journal that is in Elvish, and he'll hand it to her. And then he puts the black one back in his bag.
He will press the book back into your hands. I appreciate the gesture. That was very kind of you. But you're a young man, and you have way more of your life left to live, and it is time for other generations to collect stories. In fact, I would like for the both of you, and she kind of makes eye contact with Lyric as well. I've spoken with someone younger than myself. Right now, we have become a little insular, and I feel like my stories would be best served by being gifted to someone who continues on in a spirit of adventure. And I've requested upon my passing, which don't get your hopes up, it's not happening anytime soon. But I've instructed them to contact the love it if you would be the caretakers of these stories in my stead after I've died.
Tyrion kind of looks at Lyric, trying to gauge his reaction first.
That's what I'm here to. I mean, yeah, yes. I would be honored.
Tyrion turns and nods as well.
Right. I mean, I might be old, but I'm pretty good condition given my age, so, you know, that's a future promise.
I think I'm going to be around for a while, so.
Lovely. I mean, you both look like babies to me, so.
Fun fact, I'm actually older than him.
Fun fact, I'm significantly older than both of you.
Yeah.
And she pats you on the cheek.
He smiles.
Other than that, I remember your mother was funny. I remember she was a good dancer, not trained or anything. It was hootenanny and less of a waltz, but she could keep time with music very well. Beautiful singing voice.
Now that I remember.
And your father. Do you remember him at all?
Tyrion very visibly freezes when she says father.
Are your shoes?
No. I have. No. I don't remember him.
Hmm.
He was not unlike yourself, a man of this. He rolled into town, as best as I understood it. Now, granted, this is mostly from your mother's point of view. Took one look at her and decided he couldn't live without her. But was gainfully employed at the time and under contract and not high up in to break that contract. And then, as she tells it, came back every chance he could, came with gifts and big moony cow eyes, her words. Won her over. Never got a chance to marry. And I don't know what happened to him. I know that I didn't talk to him as much as your mother, because he and I were both travelers, but I've seen him look at her. I know that he didn't leave her willing.
Have a question that I'm not sure I truly want the answer to, because it might give me hope where there shouldn't be any. I used to be half elven.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'm asking is, was my father someone who would be around for a long time, like you, Paul? Or
What do you call? He was an elf. He didn't look to be full elf, but half elf is really a not perfect term. It doesn't really cover the spectrum. But I know that people like that do live longer than humans do.
All right.
And however old you are, and I'm guesstimating, it's been a while, but I can't imagine that your father would be as to have died from old age.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you're just a child. There's a lot of years left, even if you were human.
Of course. Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to him. I haven't seen him recently. I haven't been down to Garza since all of the raids.
Yeah.
Whether she's laying waste to King's Landing or falling in love, Emilia Clarke has
Wow.
played a lot of intense scenes in movies and on TV. On
What is
set,
that?
She
though,
sure has.
I can't even quite understand what they're saying.
How about
Was it
Amelia
that-
Clark?
Amelia Clarke.
Oh no.
I haven't been there either.
It's possible people have rebuilt it, but I doubt that there's any sort of semblance of what it once was. I mean, just because that's the kind of community that's area. I don't think there was much left. And she kind of like gently puts a hand on one of yours.
Thank you. If it helps, my mom didn't know either. She didn't talk about him. I don't really remember, I suppose, too much, but the few times that I do remember her talking about him, she never said why. Just said that there was a man she used to love and that one day he wasn't there anymore. Which is why I wasn't. Yeah. Thank you, though. All this. It's closest I've felt to her since I was very small.
She gives your hand a squeeze. Can I feed you boys dinner?
Yes, that would be. I would be delighted to join you for dinner.
Give me a moment. And she kind of goes over, grabs some hot pads, and pulls out of the oven. Basically, oh, go ahead.
A Hot Pocket.
Yeah, Hot Pocket. No, it's not. It's Totino's pizza rolls.
Oh hell yeah!
This is my cultural meal, so
That's right.
this is the food of my.
So this is the food of the elves.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but like sea elves, like
Limbus bread.
It is a cast iron skillet. in which is basically just healthy barbecue. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, they're wood elves, so it's very much like a lot of like root vegetables because it's the middle of winter. But then also some really nice, like fresh caught, meat. That that obviously has not been sitting around for very long. It's well seasoned, and it's probably slightly more vegetables than you'd expect because they're elves and they're like hipster health conscious, but it is interestingly seasoned too. It's not things that either of you would be super familiar with. And it's weirdly contrasting flavors, but somehow they kind of meld together. There's the one thing that you would recognize is something that's like very like acidic, and somehow that like brightness of that flavor cuts through everything else and just makes everything it works somehow. Even though nothing's playing on the same team, they're all just standing together in the room. It's good.
It's just flavor Red Rover.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's very good, and she does have some very, very good kind of light tasting bread that you can use to kind of help scoop it up and eat it with. I mean, you're also given silverware, but and she will a drink to Kyrian if he would like it to have with dinner, and if not, she would give you water or whatever. But
he will take it now.
Mm-hmm. So both of you have a very dry red wine. She'll cool it down just a little bit because red wine also needs to be cooled. They say room temperature, but they're talking about a wine cellar. And it's a very dry, but like kind of interestingly kind of nutty, like overtone to it somehow. And again, it doesn't match any of the flavors of the meal, but somehow works. So it's good. It's just very like it's things that are familiar done in ways that and we'll go back to Locke. Locke, you come back. And Indy's going. And then the other day when I went to go shopping for weapons, Lyric was like, no. And I was like, oh my god. Ew.
And I turn around. No.
I turn around and run away. Yeah, no,
That's the scariest thing we've seen in this campaign.
Corlin and Talar and Indy are all kind of hanging out.
Oh. Hi guys. That was intense. Anyway.
You okay?
I don't know. Give me a little bit.
Okay.
Apparently Jean saw Zachary in Motara right before he left town.
What?
Yeah. Which has me all kinds of worried.
So, what was he doing?
He was getting on a boat to leave. So...
To leave to do what? Which boat? What? Where was he going?
We're not 100% sure. It was one of 3 places, according to what Jean could find, but I don't know. He's not responding to my sending spell, which has me worried. I mean, it could just be a timing. He could just be asleep every time I'm or in a position unable to speak. Hell, he might just be unable to speak now, I don't know. That or he doesn't want me to find him. Or he's not on this plane of existence anymore somehow. Or he's dead, or so many possibilities.
He's probably just asleep whenever you do it. We'll just
Yeah.
have to try at different times of the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna try again in the morning and hope for the best. But
Yeah.
the thing that bugs me the most is he was gone for 3 years. And then he's back in town and doesn't say a word to either of us.
Well, I mean, do you think Jean was right? That it was him? You know, maybe
I
it was
mean-
just someone who looked like him.
I mean, he was certain, but I mean, it's possible. He wishful thinking. I don't know. Oh, stressful.
Or, you know, maybe he just got caught up in something, you know, that he couldn't tell other people about. She just looks at Talar.
Yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily all that much better.
No.
Oh. And I mean, what if on his first trip he got taken by these slavers and now he's got one of these things in his head and
Hun, I'm gonna tell you,
Oh.
there's no point in worrying about what ifs. Because you're just gonna make yourself more upset and more stressed.
Oh, it's just hard, you know. I
I know. But
I was
stop.
finally
Stop worrying. No, stop worrying about this. What we're gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. She's gonna take Locke's hands. We're going to celebrate that we got Jean. We only had him back. It's not even 2 whole days you got your boy back.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate that. You know, focus on him, and then when we get to a place that we can actually sit down and think, then we're gonna get a plan, and then we're gonna get your hubby.
Yeah.
Okay? But you got
Yeah.
Jean. We got one down, one to go.
It's already
We're
more than I
halfway
thought.
there.
It's already more than I thought I'd get.
Yeah. But, you know, we gotta look at the good right now. We got lots of good. We helped a whole bunch of people. We got your boy back. We didn't see any of the brain suckers. I mean, we had that thing with the goblin and Talar and him weird talking and whatnot. But, you know, a couple of cogs loose ain't too bad.
Talar is, speaking of which, nearby but not hanging out right next to you guys.
Yeah.
Much as I hate to admit it, I kind of saw this coming. I mean, it was a matter of time before his very
Yes.
specific way of looking at things.
Morality, yeah. It was coming.
It was coming. It
Well-
sucks. Because I don't think he quite gets what we're trying to tell him. But
I mean, you know, you gotta. He lived in a different time, so he
Yeah.
just. But also, you know, the law of quote unquote the land is varying. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my clan, we did matters in our own hands. It didn't matter where we traveled. You know, when someone fucked up, you just dealt with it, and you moved on. You know, and it doesn't make you like vigilante and
No.
whatnot, but to each their own. I think, you know,
I
being
think-
good is good, but being too too much is a little much.
Too
you
much
know,
of
we'll just
anything is a bad thing. Going one way or the other way too far, and that's when bad things happen.
yeah.
Sorry.
Talar, are you doing anything?
I was muted. I am kind of just sitting on a, if there's like a boulder or something like that, just somewhere to sit. I would be sitting there, not necessarily facing their group or paying much attention to what they're doing, but just kind of looking out and just kind of seemingly minding my own business, not doing anything in particular.
Okay, you guys are up in the trees, but they have benches. You're in the barracks, right?
And I'm on a bench.
Yeah. Sure.
A
You
boulder on a
guys,
bench.
a boulder on a. Yep, they go. These accommodating elves will
Yeah. Can you give me a rock, please?
winch pulley a rock up to
Call
the
this
trees.
hospitality.
No, but they do bring out around 5:30. They bring out a food. It's like a stew on some rice. So kind of a casserole, I guess, once you do that. It's not rice either. It's some kind of schmancy grain. Quinoa. It's not quinoa.
Quinoa.
But it's good. It's very filling. It's not as good as what Lyric and Kyrian are getting, but too bad, so sad.
They never invite us for pizza rolls. See how it is.
But it's good. It's easy. It's an easy meal. You guys are allowed to, I mean, is there anything that anyone else would want to do before you go to sleep? Or, I mean, at some point, Lyric and Kyrian would walk back.
Locke has a couple things. He wants to go check on the horses and make sure that they're going to be ready in the morning, so we can head out if needed.
And you know, Malone greets you, and the horses are great, and yep, they're doing good. She is once again followed by her gaggle, tiny little fuzzy things.
Alligators.
No, she's got little fuzzy creatures that are like sort of mouse-like, but with their ears are too big, and they kind of just wander around after her like little baby chicks.
Oh.
That's cute.
You can't have them; they're hers.
Yeah. No.
Damn it.
If she were to
steal one
just
and run out
somehow
of the town.
die.
They're not for sale.
I steal one and run out of the town screaming. No.
They don't have to be for sale for me to have one.
But no, I thank her for looking after them and let her know that we'll probably be back in the morning to head on out. And then I'll make sure I tell Lyric and Kyrian about Zachary and what I found out.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything before it's tomorrow morning?
Yes, I would like to find Talar.
Talar's moping on a boulder that he somehow got into a tree. No,
I don't have a face. I can't
Wow.
mope.
You can. Body language is a thing, Talar. But he's
I am sitting.
You can tell he's moping because he's built
I
himself
could,
a boulder.
yeah.
I'm
His
sitting
shoulders are slumped.
perfectly
You know, here's the
straight.
thing. If
I
Disney,
don't need to rest. I don't have muscles. that need to slacken.
Yeah,
Keep the slack.
data also can't use contractions, but also uses contractions like all the fucking time. So you know what? Little creative license for the animators
It's
here.
fine. He's sitting on a bench, not talking to anyone. Totally fine.
Wow, Kieran, did you get this rock up here all by yourself? Well, anyway, hey, are you doing okay? Are you all right?
I wonder if this feeling is akin to hunger.
What are you feeling?
It is somewhat painful.
Painful? Where does it hurt?
It is difficult to describe. I am fascinated.
Are you disappointed in your friends?
I am.
Yeah, I get it. There have been some times where I haven't necessarily felt the proudest to be a member of this group. It happens. However, I think the important thing for us to remember is that despite the fact that we may have different ideas for how we should go about doing something, we all want what's right, what's good. Right?
And if we cannot agree on what is the right thing to do, what then?
I think at that point we should put it to a vote. Would you be comfortable with that idea?
I am unsure. I know not very much about my history, but I am certain I spent a very large portion of my existence upholding the law. I found it to be a noble cause. I found it to be noble in itself, that people would come together and agree on what is best to keep them all safe.
With that is, and I do think that generally that is a good thing, and I agree with it most of the time. I think that, most of the time, the majority of people genuinely are trying to help. But the system doesn't always work out that way. That's the problem. And sometimes it's actually more noble to be brave enough to step outside of the comfort of the law to do what is right. Because the laws can be wrong, or at least the people enforcing them can be wrong in the way that they're enforcing them. I think that it would be very hypocritical of us to go put Books on trial because the group that he was with attacked us, when you consider some of the things that we have done.
As do I. However, I happen to believe that a trial, one conducted fairly and in view of the public, could be an important step in changing the perception of these beings. As you have all outlined, they are treated unfairly. If we took it upon ourselves to ensure that could be changed, I believe we might succeed.
I was thinking about that because I did ask you the question, or at least I said that I thought that we weren't the right ones to do it. And then I kind of thought about it longer, and that's why I wanted to come talk to you. I don't actually think that we are necessarily the wrong ones to do it. Because between Kirian and myself, I think we're some of the most persuasive people that we know.
I agree. I believe I was disappointed that you did not think yourselves, nor I, capable of such change. I have seen us all do fantastic things. I am quite certain each one of you is a good person. This simply came as a shock to me.
Well, I think that we have something. There's a certain component. I don't know that you necessarily. You don't seem to experience this so much. The feeling of self-doubt. But it kind of can encompass many things, and that could mean us believing that we aren't capable enough to cause that kind of massive, systemic change. And also believing that it might not even be possible to do so in the first place. See, because I am personally kind of the opinion that the system itself is prone to corruption and wrong and probably just needs to be burned down and rebuilt.
That gets like a head tilt out of Solar. No face, so there's not a look that indicates how he's feeling, but you can tell that kind of sentiment catches his attention in a weird way.
Listen, I've seen the corruption myself, very upfront and close. In Calic Dimmet specifically, and, I don't have a lot of faith in it. Frankly, I have little to no faith in the system. At least there. Perhaps elsewhere. Here, even. We could, really? Why don't we put him on trial here? Because, if anything, it's these people who have more jurisdiction than Calic Dimmet.
I think, in a way, it is difficult for me to accept. So much time has passed. In my initial lifetime, I believed I felt very strongly convicted in that the law should be upheld. Despite corruption, which there was, overall, it was a benefit to people. It is difficult to imagine I now live in a time where that is no longer the case.
At least for Calic Dimmet. I don't know for elsewhere, really. But for Calic Dimmet, it's, the system's pretty compromised. And by my father, mine and Indy's dad. Dadums. Daddo.
Do you believe it is a worthy cause to seek change in such a system?
Worthy. Worthy is an interesting word to use. Noble, yes, absolutely noble. But worthy. I don't know if the system is worthy of that much effort. Just tear it down and build up a better system.
Well, that is a possibility.
Do you know how much of the world's wealth is hoarded by the top 1%?
You remind me of a friend I had named Marx when I was alive.
Ah,
A famous bard.
Seize the means of production.
Started going by his last
Yeah.
name after he was clowned on for having the first name Carl.
It is possible that is an approach. However, I do believe there may be collateral damage. Perhaps something a bit more subtle, or at the very least, tactical, might engender change while at the same time maintaining parts of the system that are integral to any system.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that would work. I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I have any answers, honestly. But what I do have is a sword stuck to my hand, and I was wondering, do you have some way that you can remove it?
I will, given time.
Like, do you have like the remove curse spell?
I do not. I believe I may be capable of destroying the sword. However, it is possible I am not. For certain, I know that there is a certain divine spell which will remove it. We simply need access to it.
So maybe we need to go to a temple.
That would be prudent. Lyric. Thank you.
For what?
For speaking.
Oh. Well, yeah, I wanted to make sure that, we all want what's best for everyone in the end. And, we care about you. And we know that you care about us. And we want you to know that you are a member of this party. And if anything ever did happen to you, we would do everything in our power to defend you. Every step of the way. Do you hear me?
The same goes for you and the others. Without question, I will do what I must to ensure you are safe.
Thank you. It's good to know that we have you on our side. Or it's good to know that I have you as an ally, because frankly, you're a very scary enemy. Very big.
Another kind of head tilt.
Strong looking, and I kind of just like,
I knew it was coming.
yeah. Well, all right.
I intended to receive that as a compliment.
Of course. You can take it however you want. All right. Well, I need to go have a conversation with somebody. Just a quick. Okay, it's looking great. Okay, wings up in the air.
Okay, and you are going. Just not that I'm not interested, but to make sure, just to give everyone a chance. Anyone else want to do anything before Lyric goes to do whatever the thing is that Lyric's going to do?
As he's taking off, I would go find Tyrion.
Okay, Kyrian, who is also back, because they would have been back around the same time.
Kyrian is sitting in a corner of the room because he likes corners, and he is staring at the little brown journal in his lap, kind of running his fingers over the seal on it.
I will go over to him. Tyrion,
Yes?
I have just finished a conversation with Lyric. He made some interesting points, and I would like to speak with you.
Thank God. Sure. Yeah. And he tucks the book into his pouch very gently, and then sits up a little straighter and leans forward.
There is one matter that I believe you and I may disagree on. The law itself is valuable. I do not believe I can separate myself from this understanding. But it is not absolute. This I know. In any case, it is important to me to uphold it and preserve it in any time, any place. Many people depend on it. I hope that could be understood by
Kyrian smiles softly. I think my words might have gotten eaten up in the heat of the moment. I don't necessarily believe that the law is bad. I think that there are some laws that are stupid. But again, like I meant to say out there, but my idiocy got the better of my tongue. Not that I don't respect the laws that I walk on, it's that I come from a very, very different way of life than any of you. I have never been an adult under law of any land. I've only been under the way things work on the sea. And the way that it works out there is very much different. Every ship has different laws, every ocean has different laws, and you're all ultimately at the mercy of Umberlee yourself. Yeah, it's odd, I know. However, I respect the laws of the land that I walk on as best as I can. But for me, I couldn't care less about law if it comes down to whether someone is going to die. You know, I'm ultimately, you all are my priority, and I would let a whole lot of bad things happen before I let a single bad thing happen to any of you. I'm not proud of that, but I will admit it. But the reason I disagree with you so heavily with how today's situation went down, I think your cause is awesome. I think the idea of changing any of these cities for better is probably a great one. I just don't think it should be at the expense of someone who won't be treated correctly by it, just so you can have a chance at changing it. I think changing it from within first is more powerful than hoping to change it at the potential cost of a life.
to use a term I believe properly conveys the way I feel. It breaks my heart to think we may be a part of a society in which one person's life may be in danger simply because they are different. In the time I come from, the laws were noble. They were fair. I do not want to think, in this time, such things no longer exist. But if that is the case, I must take it upon myself to correct those things.
They exist. They do. There are good laws and there are good people. But there are also bad people who make bad laws or who bend laws to serve themselves rather than others. And I don't have a whole lot of firsthand experience with that. I can tell you that it's the same way out in the sea. I've been under a captain who would cut your tongue out or your ears off just as quickly as kill you if you spoke back to her, and who traded in children and body parts and all manner of unspeakable things that even other pirates believed was against the quote unquote law. And I've also been under a captain who made it feel like a family. I think in a very, very confusing way, whether or not it was that back in your day, today, the justness of the law is determined by the individual dealing it. I find no fault in your logic there, that you want it to be better. And I think that's a really, really cool thing to go after.
I would also like to apologize for attempting to force the issue. I took the matter incredibly personally. I do not think, since I have reawoken, or in my recollection of memory, there's been an instance where my convictions were called into such question. It was difficult to deal with.
Oh.
Thank you for your patience in allowing me to express myself.
Of course. I mean, something you have to get perfectly straight, and I want to make sure it's clear between us, is I care about you all very, very much. And what you said at the very end before you walked off, I wanted to give you your space, but that was incredibly wrong. And I hope you know that deep down, that if you were in a position where you were in danger or being anything like that, we would all move mountains and break the world to stop that. I just think that there are going to be moments, as there are with all things, where each of us makes a mistake or maybe steps out of line or does something foolish, and we need each other to keep us in check, just like we're sitting here observing the fact that, you know, the laws of the world maybe aren't the best, and we're trying to keep it in check. We need to keep each other in check sometimes. Like when Lyric or Locke go to touch something that they shouldn't. Or when I want to blow up a cart precariously close to the woods. We have each other's backs. And we take care of each other. More ways than just physical.
I agree. Thank you for your reassurance.
Talar,
Yes,
do you know what this is? And I will pull out Diz, the Fennec.
do I know what it is?
You can roll Arcana.
I failed that roll horribly.
24.
You do know what it is.
Yes.
It is a Fey Fennec. It is not from this world originally. Not that they don't exist in the world. But they are definitely from other, like, outside. And they are, I mean, I give you...
Yes.
I did, yeah. I mean,
have
you
it
would
all.
know that they are very good at being stealthy. You would know they camouflage themselves really well. They live for a very long time because of nature. And then just everything, all the stuff that was in, I believe I posted in lore?
In the pet, whatever.
Pet. Oh, pet stats. Doodle-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would know, yeah, that they, like, similarly to elves, are resistant to magic. And yeah, that they're really hard for people to attack because they're so cute. They kind of do the what's that?
Puss in Boots.
The Puss in Boots from Shrek thing, right?
That's what I've been thinking of this whole time.
Yep. Yeah, you know all these things, and that they can just like flip like a motherfucker and just go nuts. For short bursts in battle.
It is a Fey Finnick. They are noted for their ability to blend into their surroundings, among other peculiar abilities. I will compile all that I know for you. Where did you find such a creature? Oh wait, no, I know. I'm the only one who does know.
You watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that I have. You're the only one besides Locke who knew. You're the only one who knew I had this before I revealed it.
It is curious to find such a creature here, though I suppose not so unusual, being where we are now. If you are more interested in it, and perhaps if you're interested in taking care of it, it might be prudent to ask the elves here, as they may be familiar.
Do you know what its diet consists of? Because I've been feeding it a lot of fish.
Do I know?
They would be similar to a fox in real life. They're like omnivores. They are allergic to strawberries.
Thank God this is this campaign and not the other one.
Just strawberries?
Yep.
Really? No other kind of weird.
Nope. Well, they're Fey, so there you go.
I tell Tyrion all that. Allergic to strawberries. Feed them whatever.
Like
Do you know-
violently allergic to strawberries.
Do you know? Can he understand me?
Ooh, do I know that?
They
Are they typically intelligent?
can. Yeah. You would know that they are capable of speech. They not necessarily like speak on their own, but they could learn. I mean, and they don't have lips. So you know, who knows how they do it? But
Neither do parrots.
yeah. There you go. You also know about parrots.
Did you know parrots do not have lips?
Yeah, I used to know a pirate who had a parrot actually. He had a long black beard. It was pretty cool.
Well, I tell Tyrion they're capable of speech. They possess
know. Yeah, they know. Sorry, Common and Sylvan.
Now you know that. Have you given it a name?
Diz.
Hello, Diz. My name's Law.
I don't know if he knows that's his name or not, but I've been calling him Diz.
And he kind of tilts his head back and forth as you're talking to him.
He seems to be quite intelligent.
Yeah.
I will
No, I
take
sw-
Atlee out of his pocket.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I will take psychic damage from cuteness overload.
and hold Atlee out in front of Diz. This is Atlee. Atlee, please meet Diz.
Atlee kind of holds out one little hand and bops Diz gently on the head.
So cute. This is the worst choice I ever made. Yeah, I swore to myself that I wasn't gonna. This is a very Locke thing to do, but he looked cold. I'm hungry, so here he is. Can you understand me, little guy?
He licks the tip of your nose.
Okay, that's not an answer, but fair. What? Did
I'm
the fox
secretly
just
making a measurement of Diz and an Atlee-sized saddle in my mind.
No, you are
taking
not.
No.
I'm
No,
taking
you're
the.
not gonna
You
do
don't know.
any
I'm
of that.
taking the mental calculations.
I violently move back and forth.
Uh,
Lar cannot.
I've gotten a good look at him. My intelligence so high, I can memorize him. I've taken a mental note that I'm
I
gonna
will
have. I'm
football
gonna make an
style
Atlee in
launch
Diz size
Diz
saddle.
across the forest to avoid from the
here's
future.
the thing. Atlee's larger. I mean, Diz is small for a Fennec because he's Fey, like he's even tinier. If anything, it would be the other way around. It would be
How big is
a.
Atlee?
He's not that big, but Fennec foxes are tiny, and this is tiny